Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast with me, Andy Decade Andy, here with Big D. Hello, Big D. Yeah, pre-show, obviously, we're going to be talking about a lot of Deluxe Combiner Wars today. One or two things, at least. Yeah, I think we're just not going to do much preamble. We're going to just jump right into it because, like you said, it's just there's a lot to go through. So it might be short, it might be long, depending how much we linger on molds, I guess, and reuses of them. So, all right, let's hit the music and let's go from there. Okay, music time.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy Decade Andy. We are here with the Big D, which means it's Combiner Wars Part 2. Hey, Big D. Hey, ho. Wow, there's a lot of deluxes, aren't there? But not at the same time. There's loads of them, and yet not really. Yeah? Do you? Oh. Like, even if they're dupes, even if they're like reuses of molds. Oh, okay. I imagine you don't have a lot. You mentioned last time you didn't have a lot of the Unite Warriors versions of the figures, though, right? Okay. Later. Sometime around Titan's Return, I think, for some of them. Yeah. Hmm. Huh. Some of them it definitely was, but then like you looked at Superion and you were like, the American one's good enough. Yeah, oh yeah. And again, like I say, like Superion American and US, sorry, US and Japan. It's like the Japanese one is better, but is it much better to the point where you want to go and sell all of your Wave One stuff, which is going to be really hard to do because everybody had it, and Wave One hung around forever for only a minor upgrade. It's like, yeah, no. I mean, good for the Japanese; they got the good one straight off the bat, arguably, but. But no, but of course, as we mentioned, Superion. We're going to be starting off with the rest of Wave One that we didn't cover last time because it took us a long time to get around to it. So, Firefly. No, no, we did the helicopter Alpha Bravo, and we did yes. I don't think we actually got to Drag Strip. Yeah, we didn't have time. Uh, yeah, we're gonna start off with Firefly today. He's one of the aerial bots, obviously. The red one, the red and white one, with a not very accurate head. I don't know what the head sculpt was going for, to be honest, but maybe it was toy design. Is that the idea? Hmm. Mm-mm. No. I see. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Faceplate sometimes on the Transformer just to mix things up in a
Hmm.
team.
I can understand that. I
Yeah,
get you. I get where you're coming from.
yeah, it's an interesting old Gemma because you can see that right from the off they were going to redo it as Slingshot because it's not quite an F4 Phantom. It's not quite a Harrier jump jet. It's like a middle ground because it's got bits of. I mean, both have a single tail fin. They both had slightly odd wings, but this uses more of a Harrier wing design.
Okay.
But it's just interesting.
Yeah, it's quite a fat little plane, I'd say, and yet in robot mode, he's become very, very thin, almost too thin proportionally. Like he's got quite a broad
He's got a
chest
very
and then a very incredibly thin abdomen to an even thinner waist,
oh yeah.
like nightmarishly thin. I never liked how they did the waist joint on him because they've got this little dip in the blue, and then this little this little almost groove in the top of the waist joint where it kind of slots into, so it kind of clicks into place, which I'm sure is meant to help it kind of stay in position. But never felt good twisting left and right.
No, because you're just putting that pressure on the joint. It's like yeah,
Yeah, it's not a lot of pressure. It's just like when I think of a
yeah,
waist joint, I
but
don't
it's,
think of a clip being in the waist joint.
no, you understand what it's doing, but at the same time you're like,
I just don't like it. Yeah, design wise, I'm like,
yeah,
no, I'm not a fan. I didn't get the aerial bots because I didn't think they looked very good generally across the board. And this was one of the figures that I used as a prime example of not very interesting to look at. Uh, like visually, like he's just mostly a red plane. The original toy had stickers to kind of break that up. This obviously doesn't. And
yeah,
then he kind of turns into a very bland white robot with red bits on his back, and then with these weird proportional issues. So I was always kind of like, ugh, about it, to be
yeah.
honest.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, it's not you kind of have to have a bit of love for the classic team, and Aerobots, whilst they weren't my first combiner team, they are still one I've got a soft spot for.
Hmm.
So you kind of go in accepting the flaws that are coming. What I did like though is that despite the fact that, like you say, that waist joint it would have been nice if it had been in the actual waist as opposed to just above the hips. In fact, if that blue bit had been the actual waist joint instead
Yeah.
of the grey bit, but man, it's a posable little design because you got a nice bit of movement of the legs. I mean, yes, you got the feet are fixed and they're at a slight angle, so you have that built in, which does limit you in terms of doing standing straight up sort of poses. You're always in a slight A pose, but you can get a fair amount out of it, and they were fairly stable, the aerial bots in their robot modes overall.
But I wouldn't say their articulation is anything above board for what would become the standard for the line. This is like the aerobots
no,
set the standard, and it would just like it was just kind of this. No, I don't think I can't think of any of the Combiner Wars figures that particularly elevated any aspect of it. They're very much like the
no,
Scramble City Combiner figures originally. It's
yeah,
like they have a very specific thing that they all do, and they transform relatively similar to each other, and none of
yeah,
them really exceed or fail compared to each other. Well, for the Scramble City guys,
yeah.
I'd argue they are kind of not as good as the rest because they were kind of the first. But that
I
doesn't
mean,
apply
you're
here.
right. These are they are taking the concept of the Scramble City combiner gimmick and like I say, this establishes a standard going forward.
Yeah.
And
Also,
I think it gets missed over as much as the combinable limbs they are somewhat simplistic in how they transform and
mm,
designs. They do succeed rather, apart from a couple of exceptions. Most of them, they are they simple to transform? Yes, but that also means that they've got to they're very easy to shift between the different modes. So if you want them to be an arm or a leg or switch limbs between other characters willy nilly, it's real simple to do that. They're nice to have a fiddle with in your hand.
Oh yeah, my issue with them is not the simplicity fact. I think that's really good because it's a children's toy, so it's nice and easy to transform. My issue, I can't remember if I mentioned it last time. My issue with it is the repetitiveness of it all.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
That's the downside to going the Scramble City model, because you do need to make sure every limb bot can do certain things. That gives you certain set parameters to work within, which it has its own strengths and its own weaknesses, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And weaknesses is that it can get very samey very quickly. And good lord, did this line get
I mean, as we move on from Firefly, we have also Firefly, which is the G2 version. I think it's meant to be. Oh no, this is the this is the collection pack, the G2 version, which is relatively similar. I wouldn't say it's massively different. It's got the newer in quotations newer G2 wing design. And then it has a bit more silver paint on it, but apart from that, it's still a relatively boring G2 kind of color scheme, I'd say.
Yeah, he's got a few bit more metallic bits going on, but otherwise, yeah, he's. If it wasn't for that Autobot logo on there, you'd be hard pressed to tell that it was a G2 character.
Yeah, well, if you get, especially if you gave it to like a grandma or a parent, they'd be like,
yeah,
I don't know the difference. You gave it to like one of us, we'd be like, it's a G2? Oh yeah, G2 logo. Yeah, but yeah, they're a little bit too similar. A little bit too similar. We won't hang around on it because there was a slight retool later on down the line when they finally went. Quick Switch was part of the aerial bots, wasn't he? And they went, oh yeah, maybe we should do Quick Switch. So they remolded the head and they just painted him white. So he does have the weird sandwich head, which I've heard it called before, a marmalade sandwich. You know, the Paddington Bear would love to have, but that is Quick Switch's head.
Slingshot.
Slingshot. Yeah, sorry, he's called Quick Slinger.
Call him Quick Slinger because of I think rights for the name weren't available.
Yeah, quite right.
They are now.
Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be?
Yeah.
This is so obviously this was a figure that came much later, where people would then confused why he wasn't just around to begin with, which is fair enough. But maybe it doesn't help that it's the exact same mold as Firefly. Like there's no difference. It is the same mold, just with a new head. I'd say he works better as Quick Slinger.
Yeah, the Jet has much more of the Harrier DNA in it than the Phantom. In fairness, so that works better. And the robot having the red on the chest and then the white for the majority of the rest of the bot, with a little bit of black thrown in there, and the orange as the face, that does work quite nicely.
Yeah, it's a bit more pop to it. Obviously, the actual mold issues with the hips being incredibly slender, that can't be fixed.
Yeah,
obviously. But I agree with you. I think the Jet mode is dull. Fine, it's the same as Fireflies, but the robot mode, like you say, has a bit more oomph to it, probably because the extra color here and there. So yeah, I like this one a bit more, to be honest.
Yeah, and he got a very drastically different G2 getup.
Yeah, he got his G2 version. The one that will turn to it's the one that will turn to dust in your hands if you have the original one. I don't know about this one. I don't think this one will.
I think by this point they'd gotten the mix sorted out.
I never trust these things for obvious reasons. And maybe it'd be worth asking someone who has one of these in, I don't know, 4 years' time. See how
Or
it's
someone
going.
has one now, just to give it a quick squeeze and see if anything.
Well, that's why I say, like, by 2030, how will a figure from what year? 2015 be holding
Mm,
up? That's like 15 years. If it has
yeah,
gold plastic syndrome, I think 15 years would be surely the time where it would have kicked in
I
by
mean,
this point,
they do call out that it doesn't use the swirly metallic
which is the
plastic, which
important part. Yeah.
yeah, because that's the ones that do tend to do that. Which yeah, if
Unlike
it's
a
a nice
whisper
solid
bar,
one,
with a whisper, you want air bubbles in your chocolate. With a
hmm,
plastic toy, you do not want air bubbles in your toy.
ooh,
Which when you say it out loud, it's like, well, yeah, obviously you don't want air bubbles in your plastic. That sounds like it would make it really hollow. Well, yeah, it did. It really did.
funny thing about that.
Yeah, yeah. Who knew? I actually like this color scheme. It's very,
Yeah,
let's say, ostentatious. I think that's fair to say. It's very G2.
mm,
I maybe
it
would
is.
like a bit more of the weird wing pattern over
Yeah,
it.
that attempt at like a tiger stripe effect over a.
I don't know what it is. I don't even know if you could
I
call
don't
it
know,
like.
but I think is this supposed to be like a beachfront that it's over the top of with that
Oh,
blue
that's a good call.
and
Yeah,
yellow
yeah.
with
If you
that
took off
white
the
line
black
in
lines,
between?
if you took off the black lines, yeah, I can see where you're coming from there. That makes sense. And
Mm.
you could argue the gold is meant to represent the rest of the sand. Eh,
Yeah, yeah,
kinda,
yeah.
I guess.
Kinda. We're
Yeah.
stretching, but it is a very nice deco. I mean, I do quite like the metallic blue they've gone for as well as the spot color on the robot mode.
Oh,
That's
because
quite nice.
because of what you said. You know what? It would be really cool and silly to have on. You know the old school American flights. They had the poster girls on the planes.
Yes.
Yeah, having like a bikini babe on the side of the
Or
nose
some
cone.
nose art.
Yeah, like maybe on a beach bed or something. I think that would like it would mix
Yeah.
well with at least the idea of you and me are running with. It would kind
Yeah.
of tie it together. Be quite fun. I don't expect them to have done it because why
No.
would you do that? But I think that'd be quite nice. You know.
It'd be a funny little detail to have in there.
But yeah, I'm sure. I don't even know. I don't know if that's what they're even going for with this
Mm.
like design aesthetic. But I like the idea of
Yeah.
it. That was a good call, Big
Yeah.
Q.
It's
Quite
fun.
fun, yeah. And
Yeah.
it would still be very G2y, even though it would make no fucking sense to do it on on a jet.
To which the correct response is it's G2. Nothing in
Oh
G2
yeah.
made sense.
Can you imagine if you saw a golden plane during like a war or a battle? It's just glistening gold. And it's got like beaches painted on its wings. It'd be like, what the fuck is happening? Actually, that would work quite well as like at an air show. That could work quite well there.
Mm. I mean, I can't say much. One of the Gundam kits I've been building this year is it's got basically gold plating over the entire damn thing.
It's not the real grade thingy from Seed, is it?
Yes,
Oh no, the real grade's really bad. I hear
it's not.
its quality
You know
control's
what?
really bad.
No, the issue was that it's built on the frame of the real grade Strike,
Yeah, the
which was
OG
one of
frames
the
which were
original.
bad.
Yeah. However, I bought some upgraded hip joints,
Oh, okay.
which are quite nice.
You went third party on it. Okay, I see.
I bought those before I bought the kit.
Wise.
Yeah. The only thing I am having a problem with is that one of the panels on the arm that the shield connects into
Hmm.
doesn't want to stay in place, but that might be because I may have accidentally trimmed too much off.
Yeah,
When
it's
I
always
was
hard
cut
to
off,
know.
possibly.
Are you gonna try and
Um,
fill it in with glue, like just kind of thicken it a bit?
I'm tempted to just glue that piece in entirely because it's
Oh
not
well,
supposed to move anyway.
that's
So
true. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's an
I'm
option.
waiting because I've got on order the other backpack for it. So I'm waiting for that to arrive, and then I'll go back to it and
Hmm.
give it all make it all nice and cleaned up.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
But not only was this mold used for quick switch or slinger, whatever, slingshot, he was also used for some reason for the first version of Blastoff.
Yeah, that was weird.
I guess somebody decided, oh, shuttlecraft is huge. You can't have that. That's silly. And someone went, no, no, it's fine. But they went, no, no. There was no changes here. This was technically the first version of Slingshot as well because it had the newer head compared to the head that was used on Firefly. Otherwise, it's a
Yeah,
brown jet.
yeah. I mean, it actually works quite nicely as a jet for the Combaticons. It's just not great as blast off.
No, yeah, I it's like it's a fine, or at least I'd say it's an okay like substitute. I wouldn't say it's good.
Mm, no.
It's like the twin that you don't like. You know, it's
Mm.
like, oh, I'm inviting the twins round for my birthday. It's like there's the one who's really nice and the one who shits his pants. It's like, oh, we got the one who shits his pants. I don't dislike him.
Yeah.
It's just he's a bit smelly, and that's
The
kind of what this is.
funny thing is, I have two of this particular figure. One for
Why?
one that I got originally with the rest of the Combaticons, and I got the render form replacement head.
Oh,
So
okay. I forgot
he
that
did a
had
proper,
that.
yeah, they did a proper blast off head and a bunch of weapons for the team. So I got the whole kit caboodle,
Yeah.
and then I just picked up another one because it was like a fiver at a show.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, have you done
So
anything with it? Because you could paint that up
uh,
into something different if you wanted.
well, the funny thing is, I have, because I eventually wound up getting the proper blast off they did. I now have two of this jet,
Oh my god.
and I have the pterosaur they did out of
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Skydive, and I have Starscream spare, so I just
my
need
God.
one more limb for him. So it's like, do I try and find another limb to go with him, just for giggles?
Yeah, for the jet team, Team
Yeah,
Rando Jet.
just to give Starscream a bunch of randos.
He's duped. He's duped into being
Yes,
his next brigade.
yeah, he needed some idiots. These are those idiots.
I can't say I'm a big fan of this one just because again it's like it's not the one anybody wanted.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest knock a lot of these have is that. Then I mean, Alpha Bravo is a fine figure.
Hey, at least he's a new character. You go, okay, this
is.
isn't a guy I want. He's new. Fair enough.
But it's the fact he's even in Slingshot's colors.
Yeah.
That's what really hurts. And the same thing with Off Road. He's in. Is it Wild Rider or Dead End?
Yeah,
Whichever one.
no, no, Wild Rider. Yeah, Wild Rider.
Yeah, it's in his colors. Pretty much.
Well, mainly. I mean, they're both mainly in this. This is this
slight differences, but
wow. I mean, he's brown. He's black.
Yeah.
Sorry, purple and brown.
But Blaster is the one that really gets folks, just because it's like. But that's not Blastoff.
No.
It might fit the team more, but he's not a shuttle.
No, and that's the issue. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Even if it does maybe make sense. It was also for some reason used in the G2 set, which is obviously the one I have. So he actually looks like a decent G2 jet, to be honest. He doesn't look like Blastoff again, but for the G2 time period, I think it works quite nicely, to be honest.
He does. That's a funky little deco scheme they got going on for him there. That kind of works.
It is just the G2 Blastoff color scheme, but on a jet, it makes him look like one of the cyber jets, basically.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I, in my mind, play it. Because obviously the G2 did not get the G2 Blastoff, the real Blastoff that they did later.
Well, funny enough, not with the G2 Decepticon logo.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that. That's a good point.
Yeah,
I wonder if that's on the rest of it. That might be on the rest of the G2 Combaticons.
That's kind of odd.
Yeah, especially since it's on they got the G2 logo on the Autobot ones. We'll need to keep an eye out for that to see if the rest of the G2 figures have G2 logos or G1 logos. That's weird.
Yeah.
So there's that. There's also, because obviously that's not the end of it.
Oh,
there's
God,
also Needle Nose from Fun Pub for some reason. And if the image would load kindly.
I mean, it's not even the right jet, but at least it's got the deco right.
Yeah, it's fine. You know, when you go when they're doing remolds and stuff for Fun Pub, you go, you know what? Okay, this is good enough. Obviously, the mold's a bit ropey in terms of like how it's held up by this point because it had been run through the ringer a couple of times. But it like if you're gonna do a repaint or retool of something, mean, it works well enough.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
does.
good
I mean,
idea.
from a top down, is it a Delta jet? God no. Does it
No.
have Needle's deco on the wings and the cockpit and the tail fin? Yes. So
Yeah,
bang on.
it's actually
The,
got
the
more painted detail on it than any of the Hasbro ones do. That's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. The Target Masters, is it getting more use out of the Scoop Target Masters? Yes. Are they decoed correctly? Also,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They look right. It's like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Even comes with the Combiner Wars foot handgun and normal gun. So if you wanted to use him as a limb, it works.
Yeah, because I think this was part of the Mayhem Attack Squad combiner they did, where it
That makes
turned into
sense.
fun. It turned. They put them all together and they formed Thunderwing,
Yeah,
which was
if I remember, that was a set I wouldn't have minded getting because it was kind of fun.
yeah,
But it was
mm,
at that point where it's like, I can't be bothered to go
yeah.
through the faff of getting a BotCon set.
Actually, it wasn't Botcon. It was fun. It was through the subscription
Oh, is it
service.
just a description service? Oh, maybe
Yeah,
it's just too expensive by that point.
yeah. By that point, it was the pound had kind of cratered massively by that point, and the shipping had just gotten stupid.
That must have been it.
Mm.
Yeah. Poor Needle Nose. Well, also, obviously, Unite Warriors did their version of Firefly, which, if we look at Firefly and we look at,
You know what? I honestly thought this guy had a different head to make it more
so did
animation, but he doesn't.
They didn't
Same
know.
head, just with
They went with the toy head too. It's like, oh,
yeah.
yeah, I'm surprised.
But everything's just a bit crisper. So they've done the black line to mimic how the G1 toy had the struts that collapsed the nose and the tail
that's very cute.
together, which I do like that. That's fun.
And the added paint just makes it a bit more interesting again than just being red. So that's also helpful.
Yeah, and not having that flat grey for the hip joint as well.
Yeah,
that just makes everything just feels nicer, more premium, which was really what they went with Unite Warriors. And you know what? I'm kind of jealous of the folks that got these versions because every time I saw them, it's like, man, they're nice. But
even the lines on the wings are a lot like tighter. They're a lot like crisper and like smaller as well. They're like really nicely drawn rather than the Hasbro one, which is just a gigantic blue fat blob and then a really small bit of gold on there as well. It's quite overpowering, the blue versus the gold that's there.
Yeah, everything just feels so much nicer, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like you, I completely forgot he didn't have the animation accurate head.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's odd. I guess maybe at this point they weren't willing to make extra pieces for these sets, which fair enough by
yeah. I mean, in fairness, all the molds had at least one extra head already on the tooling because it's how we got Slingshot and all the others because they'd planned for it. It was in the. That's why Bloss was ahead because it was on the tooling already. But it's so odd that we're so used to this era of Takara kind of going a little bit hog wild with some of these things. But
well, no, I think this was the beginning of it, really, wasn't it? Because it wasn't until like Titan's Return, which is when they went really crazy. I think that was the start of the Legends.
Yeah, that was like the last big retail push. Everything else has since then's bit since Prime. Power for Primes, because that was when they pulled things back in. And
Hasbro told them you're not allowed to do cool things anymore. You're making us look bad.
Not at retail, at least. All went into their version of Gen Selects and stuff.
Yes, because of course there's Beast Wars second Galvatron coming.
Yeah.
Ooh. How's America going to handle that, or are they just going to go no?
I can't wait to see how that goes, to be honest, because
I'm looking forward to talking about that next week because that is an interesting looking mold. But also at the same time, it's like that can't just be for Japan. There's no way.
Nah,
no way. That'd be such a spit in the American and the Western fans' face. If like we've done Leo Prime, Leo Convoy, we've done Big Convoy. We're not going to do G2 Galvatron though. Oh, sorry, a Beast Wars second Galvatron. That's too silly. Like, oh, bro, there's no way they'll do that.
No, I mean, if they're doing, and they're doing, what was it, Gigatron?
You mean Magmatron? They did Magmatron.
No, not the.
Gigastorm.
Gigapower. Yeah, Gigastorm.
Yeah.
Which makes me laugh because he's supposed to be much smaller. He's a smaller character in Beast Wars
He's the
too.
same size as like Galvatron.
Yeah, but they're just using the Triptychon Titan figure. It's like,
It's like,
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
why not?
sure.
I actually would have liked to have seen him at like a deluxe scale or like a Voyager scale. That would have been quite fun, to be fair.
Yeah,
I would have
that
loved that.
would have been kind
Yeah.
of adorable.
XL Head says only one scoop DTM, while each Decepticon DTM got 2 toys recently. DTM?
DTM?
Only one
Oh, Double
scoop.
Target Master.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, it
But
could be
also,
worse. Could be the Headmaster Juniors.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But also within the Takara Tomy exclusive, you got Slingshot as well. Obviously, in a much
Yep.
nicer, tighter design. I actually think the eyes are more accurate, but less poppy than the American versions.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
otherwise it's the same. And like you said before, it's got the line going up and down the middle of it to give the old toy effect, which again is quite nice.
It's
Is that
cute.
all of this mold?
I think it might be. Yeah.
Okay, so that's one. We've done one.
Yes.
Next up, we have Skydive. We're gonna do. Where did I put?
I think he might have
No.
the most out of anyone,
Oh my god!
possibly.
I never had this mold, not to my knowledge. So, how do we feel about Skydive? I think he has a really bizarre head design. It reminds me a
does.
lot of again the weird IDW era of like movie esque designs mixed with G1 esque designs.
Yeah. I think they were trying to see what they could do to avoid just having the Scramble City times kind of square head,
Yeah.
and they may have gone a little too far in their experimentation.
Yeah, because it just doesn't look like him. I don't know why they
Mm.
did it. Also, I don't know
Yeah.
why for this official image, because this is not like this is a production image. They've mistransformed it.
Yeah, because the wing's supposed to be further back.
Yeah, I was looking at it going, why are the arms so exposed? And then I looked and went, oh, the wings are way too far forward. You meant to just flip those backwards. It's still
Yeah.
kind of a big, fat, boxy plane, but it's not
It
meant to look
is.
this bad. It looks
No.
better than this.
Yeah, I mean the F-16 is a tricky one to do because the F-16 is a weird jet anyway. 'Cause it's got that. It kind of doesn't have the fuselage you expect from a jet.
Yeah.
But then Skydive is not quite a proper F-16 anyway because it's got 2 exhausts instead of 1 and 2 tail fins instead of 1.
Oh, you know what else have mistransformed? Shoulders.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I would say they're mistransformed. I guess you don't have to raise the arms up to where the shoulders are, but because there is a joint in there, if I remember right.
Hmm.
But it's weird.
think
It's
so,
like his
yeah.
arms are like if you took your shoulder
They're-
out of
they're
the
a
ball
bit- they're-
socket and dropped it down too far.
Yeah, they are a bit far down, aren't they? Yeah.
I don't know why they folded it like that, but they did. I preferred this over Firefly. Firefly because it doesn't have the weird ratchet joint elbows in it. The waist is still really tight and really thin when you get to the hip
It
area.
is, yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't feel quite as bad because I think it's a little bit like the actual waist joint is a little bit thicker than Firefly's was, which was
Yeah,
really
I think
thin,
it was, yeah.
you know.
I mean,
And I
it's probably for. I think it's between this and Air Raid for my favorite of the aerial bot molds
okay.
this era. Skydive is certainly the chunkiest. I do kind of love how the wings actually are their armatures. So they pivot upwards for the robot mode to give you a much tighter profile rather than being on lower down his back.
And
Where there
having
would
the
be
molded
otherwise.
missiles on them is quite nice as well. To be
Yeah.
honest,
It's a nice little touch.
it's weird because isn't he the only one that has molded missiles on his wings?
Yeah,
Wonder why.
it's so odd because the entire Silverbolt's the only aerobot that's not a combat jet
Yeah,
in the original toy.
he doesn't have missiles on him, does he?
I don't think so. No,
Okay, good. I thought you were gonna say, and he's got molded missiles.
no. But you're right. Skydive is the only Binary Wars aerial bot with molded weapons on the jet.
I don't mind it. I think it
No,
makes
it's
it look
nice, and they've picked them out in some nice gold paint as well. So
Yeah. It's just like, but why? But why this one? Why this
Yeah.
one? Is it just like leftover budget? And they went, why not?
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe someone in the design team was like, you know what, I really like the F-16, so I'm going to go to town on this particular jet because it's my fave,
I'm just
which
gonna
wouldn't
hold
surprise
out.
me, to be honest.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
hold out and just give him the missiles. Why not? Yeah. Yeah, I do prefer him over Firefly, as I say. And
Mhm.
like you said, there are
Understandable.
a couple of
Eh,
redos of this guy. So let me stop it. Stop it. Let me get a few of them set up. Oh my god.
yeah, so
I
we have
just keep right clicking and left clicking.
so we have the G2, which crumbs.
Let's have a look at the G2. So the G2 version is silver and blue, and then has a checker pattern on him. This is very
Yeah.
much a G2 look. Very
Oh
much a
yes.
G2 look. Um,
It's almost a very Mirage look, in fairness, in the robot mode.
oh, it is, especially the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah. I kind of
He's
dig it
better
though.
than Firefly. I don't. Do you think? What do you put him next to? Was it Slingshot, the gold one?
Mm.
How do you think he stacks up to
Ooh.
that? Because I think they're kind of nice to next to each other. Because you got gold
I
and he's
think
got silver.
I think so, and I like the blue. Again, they've gone for that slight. I'm not sure. I don't think it's photography, but they've gone for a slight metallic pearlescent blue as well for him, which
Ooh,
complements that.
I know
I think.
obviously the silver's metallic-y, but I don't know
Mm,
if the blue was, to be honest.
yeah,
I can't
I'm
remember.
really not sure. It looks to me like it does, and it's sort of thing I could imagine that this set would do.
Yeah, but it could also, like you said, just be a lie
Yeah,
of the photography or
absolutely.
photoshopped. Yeah.
But I do quite like this as well. I think it's complementary to Quickslinger, but not better than.
Yeah, but it is better than Firefly's G2, which,
Oh yes,
as we said, was just lame. But
yes,
that's how it
yes,
always was. So that's
yeah.
this one. Then we've got the Platinum Edition Collection Pack, which was part of for the Lio Kaiser, so Hellbat.
Oh yeah,
This is actually pretty decent, I would say. It's actually got a decent amount of
yeah.
extra color on it. It's got a brand new head, and it works
Mm,
again reasonably well for a Hellbat, I'd say.
it did. I mean, I know that there are problems with that set
Yes,
overall,
it's
but
Leozak. Leozak was the problem with that set. All of the other ones
yeah,
were pretty good.
yeah,
Leozak was a terrible fucking choice for that set. Terrible.
it was. It's why there was quite a big thing online for parts to convert POP Starscream into Leozak.
Oh, that's interesting.
And honestly, when the kits I've seen in play, it really does work quite nicely.
Hmm.
It makes such a good Leo Zach and Leo Kaiser torso.
Yeah.
It makes you think, why did they not just wait a little
Because
bit?
they wanted to reuse the Skylinks mold. I think that's what it was.
Because what else were they going to use it for? Because
Yeah.
Jesus,
But then why do Skylinks? That was always the question. Why do Skylinks?
it was such a left field one to see him, and it's like it's Skylinks.
Yeah, we'll get there when he comes up.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a bad call in my eyes. I will say for this mold, although I like it, I think the head mold is a bit weird. It's almost like a third party version. Like it's not quite
Mm.
right. It's almost like
it's a
quite
little
soft.
The details a bit,
Yeah.
it's soft. It's not as crispy you'd like, but fair play to them. They have gotten all the deco overall for this figure is Hellbat.
Yeah, 100%.
If you know the character, and honestly, most people who bought this set would know the character.
Yes.
It's recognizable. It's like, yeah, fair shout. It's a G1 version of Hellbat, or sorry, it's a modern version of Hellbat. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah.
We've gotten two of them in a decade.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's good. I like it. Again, apart from the head, which is a bit soft, it was a good go. It was a better go than most. Then there was. I don't know why they're not doing these in order because it should be Guy-Hawk next, but it's not for some reason because they did do Guy-Hawk. Yeah, they did. Oh, it's because it was a second version of it. Okay, never mind. Next up is the Dawn of the Predacons. Cicada. No, it was,
Cicada Con.
that's
God,
guy.
they had some weird names there.
Yeah, this was the hooded, evil, shadowy figure from that one episode. As part of the Decepticon, the Tripredacus Council. So it's the first time we got this figure. The head actually works better for him than it does for Skydive.
Yeah, yeah. The
Um,
robot's a bit bland overall, but it does look like the silhouette roughly of the character from that scene.
yeah, and clearly that's the paint scheme that they kind of were going for as well, right?
Yeah,
they were going for that silhouetted look because we don't know what his real color scheme was. I suppose he's
yeah.
in shadow.
And the jet, I do quite like how they've done that insect wing effect on the wings and the veins. Could there be more of it? Yeah, but
Yeah, I'd like more paint on the robot because I think the jet mode is pretty cool. It's just the robot
yeah,
mode's a little bit of a drop, and maybe it's just that
mm,
maybe the head just needed more paint to it. Obviously, that would break the effect that they're going for,
yeah, yeah,
but it would have made
it,
the
it,
robot look better.
mm,
But yeah, I
yeah,
like this one
yeah,
visually. It's not amazing. It's one that's obviously like you wave your hand and you go, eh.
yeah. But
It's all right.
as a way to get this character and the rest of those characters for what this set was doing, yeah, fair shout. Yeah,
Yeah, I would say so.
yeah,
Next up, we have Wing Sweeper, another one of the what were they called? The trigger cons.
yep,
This is again pretty good. It's pretty close to
yeah,
what you would guess Wing Sweeper would be. Like not perfect, but you look at it and you go, yeah,
yeah.
works well
I mean,
enough.
Wing Sweeper has done surprisingly well for as a redeco
Yeah,
this last decade.
yeah, he
So
has actually. I didn't even
fair
think
play.
of that.
Yeah,
This was part of the Thunder Wings set, wasn't it? That's why he comes with the Matrix.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, otherwise he's the same. It's just a really good solid reuse of the standard mold without
Hmm.
anything fancy, but well placed paint bits here and there, so pretty good. Next up is Shattered Glass Starscream. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't really care.
Uh, yeah, nah.
It's Shattered Glass Starscream. The problem is his colors are kind of lame and boring.
Yeah, it's yeah,
He does have a
yeah.
new head though. Is this from what was this from? Oh, it's a
Uh,
fun subservice,
yeah, I think
apparently.
this might have been the last of the subscription service figures they did.
It's good that he has a new head. There's a positive.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll give you that. And for Starscream, for Shattered Glass Starscream, if this is what you're after, okay,
yeah.
you could do
I mean,
worse.
at least it's not another deco with the classics Seeker mold. So,
Yeah, yeah.
although I'm actually kind of surprised that never did get used for Shattered Glass. In fairness, I,
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant that they didn't turn this into standard G1 Starscream and then into Thundercracker, then into Skywarp.
oh,
I thought that's the line you're
well,
almost going to go down.
actually no, that's a good point as well. In fairness,
Can you imagine? They do
yeah,
this, and
it's
if they
actually
kept
weird.
going,
It's actually weird that Prime Wars gave us Legends and Leader class versions of the Seekers, but nothing in the deluxe scale.
that's true.
Oh, we had a Voyager Starscream. Sorry,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
that was odd in its own way.
Yeah. XL Head says, "Hey fellas, not to derail, just wondering if you've seen the animated trailer Flame Toys put out for their Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Thunder Megazord. I have not.
No.
So sorry, no, don't have anything there. Also goes on to say, still surprised we never got retail toys of the Predacon Council in their red Cybertron forms. I'm not surprised because who are they? You know, they're guys that
Yeah,
popped up for like a couple of seconds. There are like more relevant characters that have had more to them that haven't had figures done for them.
yeah.
It'd be nice to see them. Don't get me wrong, but
I mean, it's the sort of thing that I could imagine them maybe once they've gotten the primes out of their system and they.
that'll never be the case. They'll always
Well,
be. Oh,
yeah,
you mean the 13?
for 13.
I thought you meant
Because
Optimus Primes.
yeah, that's never going to happen. But
No,
they,
yeah.
they've done the 13. That suggests to me that there's a possibility we could see them do some equally weird esoteric parts of the franchise, but have never really had decent representation
Well,
before.
it's weird, right? Because it's like they've done the 13, but then they'll do other characters who maybe should get a bit more love, and they're just a really basic half-assed
Yeah.
repaint.
But I mean, who would have thought we'd have gotten Lord Straxus out of Galvatron?
Yeah,
That kind of blindsided me certainly.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I agree.
I mean, hell, as much as Facette's got its flaws, I didn't think we'd see Flame and Emma Exron. And they
Oh
did it.
yes, yeah, they did. Yeah,
So
feels like it's been a while since I've done something weird like that.
yeah, they've kind of been focusing a bit more on the 13 and trying to get some the repaints out of it. I mean,
I think
probably
it's as well because
big
weren't they going to try and integrate the comic stuff with the Gameverse series? I think that was the idea as well,
yeah,
right?
I think they were going to do a bit of studio series for the comics.
Yeah, wrap
But
up the games and the comics together and then shove them into studio series.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But who knows how that's going to go at this point?
true. And XL Hedge also says, Shattered Glass Starscream without his swords looks naked. Does he have swords? I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just I I don't remember. Probably.
The Voyager version does, and I think he does in the original material they used for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. Next up, we have the United Warriors version of Skydive, which is Skydive just a little nicer. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
as significantly nicer.
No, I think it speaks to the strength of the original toy that this didn't need as much work doing.
No, I think they've just kind of tidied up the pattern on the wings and they've added the blue
Yeah.
tail fins rather than just
Hmm.
them being black. Otherwise, it's
Yeah.
to my eye, it looks reasonably similar. Maybe a
Yeah.
lighter grey plastic they've used.
I think so. Yeah. It's just feels tighter. Not as big of a switch up as the others have been. This
Yeah.
just. Well, I say that just speaks to how good the original figure was, really, in
I
comparison.
would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then there is the Unite Warriors Starscream's Ghost, which is the one you have, right?
And no, funny enough, I don't have Starscream's Ghost.
Oh, I thought you had this set. Okay.
No, this was the Galvatron set, wasn't
It
it?
was, yes.
Yeah. No, I had the Megatronia
Ah,
and
okay, yeah. I thought you had
and the
this one as well.
Comptron set.
So this is
But
Air
this-
Raid, but what if he was mostly translucent plastic and then has a very strange Starscream head?
Yeah, he's a little odd, isn't he?
There's something just the head shape, like the helmet, the black helmet part, that's fine. The inner face looks weird, like he sucked on a lemon.
I was going to say he looks very unhappy, which,
Yeah.
in fairness, as a ghost, yeah, that tracks.
Like a really unhappy baby, right? You know
Yeah.
when a baby doesn't look happy and has scrunched its face
Mm.
up, it kind of looks like that. But then it's also got this weird, like, long pointed chin. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure if it's just like
I
the.
think it is. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know the part I'm looking at. It's
Yeah,
weird,
like
right?
it's very weird.
They've scrunched his face up to like the top half of the face, and then the bottom 50% of the face are two little round bits on the side which look like nuts, and then this big long, almost triangle-esque shape in the middle that runs from the bottom of his mouth all the way
Yeah,
down to
almost
little
like he's got a
point on his
little
chin.
goatee sticking out, which just it's not something you associate with Starscream
No,
in any way.
no,
but-
and it's messed up the proportions of the face completely. It's
Hmm.
really weird looking.
Yeah, it's odd because I actually kind of, as much as I don't really gel with translucent figures, this makes sense for what it's trying to represent.
Sure.
But I kind of appreciate what they've done to try and do Starscream's torso color, robot mode colors.
They've tried their
palette.
best.
Yeah, I mean, the red and the grey, yeah, just coloring the peg in orange, I think's hilarious.
I mean,
It's
what
so
else
silly.
could you do? You know, it
Yeah,
has to have that joint. You can't really have the nose cone because it's on his back. So how do you represent that look?
Yeah.
Yellow.
But you know what I mean, it hits the right note of being so stupid it comes right back around to be kind of cool.
Yeah, if someone said they didn't like it and they said it felt lazy, I'd feel hard pressed to tell them they're wrong. Because there is something you could do. You could paint like a nose cone on there, but I think it would probably cost a lot and be really faffy to try
Yeah,
and paint
I think
that kind
I
of
think
detail.
Toy Hacks might have done a set that does it kind of does do that. They had a fair amount of that with the Combiner Wars figures actually, where they
They just stick
had
the
stickers
detail
to
on,
go
right?
on pegs.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah,
to
and
help break fire a bit.
that's
But
obviously a bit different because
mm,
when you're painting it, there's molded stuff on here, so you can't just paint
yeah,
over it and it not look weird. With a sticker, it's a little
yeah,
bit easier and cheaper, I would
yeah,
imagine. So it's fine for them.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think this is
Um,
fine.
I think the fact that it the translucent plastic for the most part is just straight uncolored translucent plastic outside of the torso and the
Red and
hands
blue
and
bits,
feet.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest knock against it. Maybe if there'd been, I'm not thinking Energon Starscream sort of colors, but just something a little. He does look a little plain. He feels like you need to have a light shining through him to give him a bit more color. You know.
I agree, but I mean, you're doing G1
But it's,
Starscream, aren't you?
but it's how you do it. Yeah, G1
Yeah.
Starscream. He's a off white grey jet.
Yeah. So what's the translucent equivalent? It's
I mean,
clear. It's like, well,
they could have maybe done him as a almost a like a smoked white translucent. So not
wouldn't
100%
that push him a
translucent,
bit too
but
dark? Dark color?
possible. Yeah, yeah. It's
I'm not sure
just
that
and
it's a
it's
good solution, to be honest. I think this is
yeah.
the best you can
I
get.
think they yeah. I mean, it's the fact that they did a Ghost of Starscream
Yeah, yeah.
as what was a mainline toy release.
Well, it's Japan. They love the translucent toys, so
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, why not?
yeah. It's
Uh,
fun.
it's for me. It's the head that's really the kind of iffy part
Yeah,
of this. Apart from
the head lets it down. Yeah.
yeah. Next up, there is Golden Lagoon Starscream. I don't remember what was Golden Lagoon
Oh
Starscream.
yeah, they did this as a gift. Was it a gift set or no? A couple of Gen Select releases, I think, in Japan,
Oh, okay.
and they were not massively hard to get hold of, but they seem to be kind of because they had him, they had Prime, they did Beachcomber because it's all based on that one episode of the cartoon,
Yeah, Golden Lagoon, everyone's favorite.
uh, and a couple of other mini bots, I think, all in this weird metallic-y bronzish color with
Yeah, because it's not vacuum chrome.
not entirely. There are bits of it that have. Well, even then, it's not really vacuum chrome, is
No,
it?
no, it's like a metallic paint, like you said.
But it's actually quite a nice metallic paint, I think.
Yeah, yeah. It's just kind of offset by this maybe too like caramel brownish standard plastic, which is obviously to make sure
Yeah,
the paint doesn't rub or anything, which is fine. I get it. It just
yeah.
it's maybe a bit more. I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, at
this
least
whole thing is weird.
yeah. I mean, at least they've clearly given some thought to what materials they're using. So,
Yes.
I mean, there's no risk of this thing exploding,
Well, hopefully.
or you'd hope not.
Yeah.
It looks like a very nice plastic that they've used overall. It's just a couple of the colors, like,
And he is just gold. And if you just want a gold
yeah,
Starscream, well, here you go.
yeah. And as they point out in the comment on the picture on the main page, buy two more, and you have Golden Lagoon, Thundercracker, and Skywarp.
True, yeah. That's not right. But it's Starscream. It's like, fuck off. They're the same. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know. Mr. White says, some of it reminds me of the color of the old McVitie's gold bar wrappers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. A kind of cheap gold. Yes. The perfect gift for a wife. That kind of gold. Cheapo gold. There's also the next figure that's on the chopping block, which is Air Raid, which is the same mold, obviously, but then tweaked a little bit here and there to make him a bit different. So he's got new wings, new chest area. The legs are the same. The arms are different as well.
Yeah, different shoulders. He doesn't have that same arrangement as Skydive.
Yeah.
Nice swing wings as well.
I really like the swing wings.
Yeah.
And the new head is appropriate as well for him. So this is okay. I think this is, again, better. Firefly, I'll just throw again, is the weakest of the aerial bots by a long way. This one's, again, do you think this is better than Skydive? Equal to Skydive? I think this is a little bit better. I like this a little more myself.
I could be convinced that way. I mean, I probably think it's a little bit mainly because Air Raid was my favorite aerial bot,
Oh, well, fair enough.
mainly because he was the black one,
Okay.
and black jets look cool.
Yeah. He's got the better
I don't
head,
make.
though.
This is true,
More
and his
accurate.
head actually looks like the version we saw in actually all the media of him back in
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, my only gripe is the fact that he only comes with one gun, which I could apply to almost every
Uh,
character in this line,
yeah,
frankly.
yeah. Especially for the Jets.
Yeah,
Especially for the Jets.
especially as it's actually a really nice gun, that 2-barrel blaster they've given everyone.
Mm. I'm confused though why he has gold painted on the side of his forearms.
Ooh, I think that was actually something on the G1 toy,
Was
because,
it? Oh, was it? Yeah,
yeah,
it was a sticker, wasn't it, on the G1 toy?
I think so, yeah,
Yeah, I
because it had a
had
bit
the
more
G1
detail.
toy for this guy, and it was
Mm.
like it wasn't just gold though. It was like a pattern of some kind, but I can't remember off the top of my head how to describe it
Yeah,
either. But
he had something on there.
yeah, you think that's what they're trying to replicate, kind of?
I think so. That's the sort of thing they would try and replicate like that.
Hmm. So, well, would they? I don't know.
Yeah, I
Sometimes they
mean,
would, sometimes they wouldn't.
you can never really tell though, can you, with the
No.
Hasbro team? Because the number of figures we looked at, we've gone, that's a really nice detail they replicated. But why didn't they do that one or this on this guy?
Oh, why didn't they paint that? They painted this bit instead. There's
Yeah.
a lot of that. So that's standard air raid. Then we have G2 air raid, which is maybe I think a little bit too similar to G2 skydive, but this one's primarily blue.
Mhm.
Again, I kind of put this one in the it's fine, it's okay.
Yeah. He probably could have done it for some. They probably kept too much white on the robot. In fairness,
Yeah,
if
I would
he,
say I would
he
agree.
he needed something, he needed something different. Actually, if they'd made the white bits black, that could have been a fun look for him with that metallic-y blue and the gunmetal. That could have
Oh,
worked.
okay. It would have been something. I give you that. Would have
Yeah,
been something a little bit more interesting.
it wouldn't have been the G2 deco. So
That's the problem,
mm,
isn't it? It's like we're
yeah,
thinking of like, oh, this would be neat, and it's like, ah, but then
yeah.
it wouldn't be the right
But
deco.
it is a nicely applied deco, especially in the jet. Especially, I do quite like how that looks with the diamond pattern on the wings
Yeah,
and
it's
the
almost
tail
a
fin.
shame that it all vanishes in robot mode and he's just
Yeah,
white and silver. But again,
mm,
that's how he is. So
sadly, yeah,
shame. Next up, we have Guy Hawk. So we had Hellbat. Now we have Guy Hawk. Um,
yeah.
something. Because they've swept the wings up, he looks a little bit fatter than
Mm,
Skydive. But sorry, not Skydive.
air
The
raid,
Air
yeah.
Raid, thank you. But that's how Air Raid looks as well. He's maybe a little too pink because Guy Hawk's not really that pink. This is
No,
like a hot pink, where Guy
it
Hawk's a
is.
little bit
But is
more muted pink.
but it is a very nice hot pink. I kind of
Yes.
dig it. But I do get what you're saying. I think I might prefer he's got a better head sculpt, I think, than Halbat's though.
Yeah, still not
It feel
quite right though, right?
no,
Still
still
slightly
not
off.
quite there. But one of it was it with the wings up, you can actually still fold them back,
Yes.
so it doesn't make him look quite as chunky. It just gives him a little more something more in the torso area
Mm.
to be going on with. But I do dig Guy Hawk.
Same. I like
So,
him. I just wish
yeah.
this had the tighter head sculpt, but that's not what this
Mm,
set was ever going to provide. Yeah, I'm not opposed to the hot pink, but
mm.
again, it's not. It's just
But
not
I do.
quite as well done as like Hellbat, who feels like he's actually no. Hellbat was maybe too dark color scheme wise. I think he's a
Mm,
lighter blue.
that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, so that maybe there's just something
Mm,
very slightly off about the colors when they go for at least these two.
yeah, it's weird. I'm looking at because they got a picture of the G1 Guy Hawk on the same page, and
Oh, that's
so
right.
the
Yeah.
deco on the torso is different to it's more
Oh,
it's more suggestive of how he looks with his breast former attached
yeah.
than without it, which I get. If anything, though, I think the G1 toy that they've used has a much brighter pink that they've used than in Leo Kaiser.
I think you're right. But then again, if you
But
look at the new Legacy one, they've gone with what I'd argue is the
It's
correct pink.
mm, it's what you kind of in your mind, especially if you're thinking about the cartoon version.
Yes.
You'd think not as bright, a little deeper.
Yeah.
Bit, so yeah,
It's interesting.
yeah, it is.
Next up, we have Pterosaur, who's not Guy Hawk, but does have a new head. Actually, the head's pretty good for Pterosaur, to be honest. And they've
Yeah,
done a real good job trying to kind of fluff him into sort of a pterosaur
yeah. They've given that
design
mottling
art
effect on
scheme.
the wings, and they've
Yeah,
done the bird, the beak on the jet mode, which is cute.
yeah. It's a
It's
decent,
fun, and
solid attempt.
yeah, and you know what? This was our first pterosaur toy in like 20 years.
Oof. Turn me to dust.
Yeah. So for what and it was a con exclusive. I mean, I only got it because I went to Roll Out Roll Call for a year. This was the figure they gave out to people.
Was this part of the box set, or was this an individual?
No, this was separate. This
Who did
Air
he come with?
Razor. I'm trying to think. I think he may have been the one that came with your ticket in the goodie bag, and then you could buy the
Oh,
Air Razor they did
Terras-
out of.
Pterosaur was free for customers who
Yeah,
bought the Transformers Prime package gold ticket. Yeah, you were right. Oh, okay.
but that
I
wasn't how
see.
they sold him at Roll Out Roll Call. He was just.
No, it wasn't free.
I mean,
I bet.
no, I bought a ticket for the whole weekend and got him as part of that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
and then
So
you
they were
could
just
buy
giving him
the.
away.
No, he was kind of like the pack in with the ticket.
Yeah, they were giving him
So,
away. You bought him
yeah,
with the ticket. It was a giveaway.
yeah.
Yeah,
Buy a
this was
ticket, get a free,
pretty
get
good.
a free goon. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, not bad. Not bad one.
yeah.
Also, for some reason, they decided to redo him out into fractal with Scorponok for the club. So it's just the weird green and gold repaint of Pterosaur, and then he comes with Scorponok, which I think we talked about Scorponok,
Yeah,
didn't we? Because he's the
yeah, we
weird
did.
blue version of
Mm.
what's his name?
Oh,
It's not Six Gun.
from Metroplex, Scamper.
Yeah, Scamper. No, Scamper's the tank.
No, that's Slammer.
Oh my god, you're right. Ah, they all have stupid names. Yeah,
Yes, they do.
Scamper. Yeah, it's that one. So that's a weird 2-pack, right?
It is. It's. I'm kind of bummed that we don't have a picture of the jet mode, or I imagine it's just going to be Pterosaur, but done in green.
Well, you say that, but if you look at the image, it shows that the nose cone has a different like teeth design on it.
Oh, that's true.
It's got more of a classic like World War II kind
Yeah.
of fighter paint shark face.
Yeah,
face on
they've
it.
not tried to replicate a beak, but you can see that they do have that lizard style mottling effect on the.
Yeah, they've kept that around. Weird.
Interesting.
I wonder if that,
Maybe
like,
they-
obviously this is not the final version. This is clearly a render or a knockoff.
Yeah,
So it would be interesting to see what the real one would look like.
yeah.
Did it look like that, or did they change it or
Hmm.
tweak it? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's another one. Then there is the Unite Warriors Air Raid, because of course there is. So it's him just in the standard colors. They've got the arms pure white. There's no random gold on them anymore. Again, it's just a tighter, more accurate to the show and to probably not the toy, but the show version of Air
Yeah.
Raid.
Yeah,
You like
and,
this
and for
one?
white, yeah, for white, I will say the white plastic they used for all these aerobots is quite a nice, crisp white.
It's almost pearlescent. It's not shiny, but it's almost there.
It doesn't have any of the cream tones you sometimes find in some of the plastic. You can see a little bit of cream in sort of like the legs where I think there's a bit of paint applied, but the actual plastic on the arms and the torso and the thighs, that it's got more. It's colder.
Mr. White describes it as toothpaste white.
Yes.
It's an interesting way to describe it, but yeah, it's not wrong. Ain't wrong.
Yeah.
So that's that one. Then there's also Unite Warriors, where they redid him out and redid his head into Armada Thrust.
Yeah.
Which is our only other Thrust toy, right? Well, Armada Thrust, I think.
Yeah, this is he's had two toys in 25 years.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the head's not quite right again, design wise. The head
Yeah.
shape is right, but then they've given him a real face. Where
Mm,
Armada Thrust didn't really have a face. He had one of those nipple mouths like Scavenger
yeah,
does,
yeah, he had an odd head, did Thrust.
which is what we like about him. Yeah, it had a
Yeah,
giant penis head as well, but that's fine. That's how he
mm,
looked. So it is weird
yeah,
that they just changed him to give him a very standard face.
yeah. I think they were just trying to just kind of G1ify a bunch of when they did a few of these characters. It was kind of running
You
through the
think that was the
G1
idea? You think
fire.
that's why they did it?
Possibly, um, and I think also it's just the fact that I don't want to say they figured it probably wouldn't get his nose, but I think they wanted to try and make the character actually have some personality because you can't really get a lot out of a face with nothing in it.
No, no, that's fair. That's true. It's weird. It's odd.
Mm.
But in terms
Yeah,
of like the kind of jet they used, it was a really good choice. The
yeah,
leg, because of the way the legs are molded, they've even painted in the attempt to make it look like he's got the missiles that were stuck on the front of his leg. So they've done a really good
yeah.
job there as well. This
Uh,
was a super smart use of this mold.
Yeah, I kind of. It's a small thing, but I kind of dig how they've used for porting the back of jet mode. They
Yes,
painted the ring silver to mimic the huge turbine he had in the center of
yeah,
his
great
jet
idea.
mode.
It
It's
was really smart. This is
yeah,
one of the better uses.
hmm,
It feels like one of the smarter uses for a mold to make him into a figure that you'd never really consider.
yeah, and it's a really nice set of colors they've used as well.
Yeah,
It doesn't really say that it's anyone. I mean, you could potentially say that it might be what's his name, but the bounty hunter.
DevCon.
No, the
Oh, Lockdown.
yeah, potentially you could get a lockdown from the same colors,
Uh,
kind of,
yeah,
but more or less, this is Thrust. I mean, you can't really mistake it for anyone else, and it works really well in that jet mode.
yeah. The I guess the only thing
Yeah,
to be like raise an eyebrow is again color consistency between the green plastic and the painted green. You
yeah,
can notice
yeah.
it's a bit different, and whether that's more noticeable if you have it in hand or not. Obviously, I don't
Yeah.
have it, so I don't know. That would be and the face being not quite right
Mm.
would be my only real gripes with it, to be honest.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
and
very
not
very
unreasonable
smart.
in fairness,
No,
but I think it does enough that you could, if you if you pick this up as part of this set, you'd be able to let it slide.
the whole set was really weird, right?
It was because it was what was it? It was
It was
Cyclonus, then turned into Galvatron
Galvatron.
for the
Yep.
torso.
It was this guy.
You
It
had
was Ghost of
you had him,
Starscream.
Starscream, you had Roller,
Yes, Roller was a
and
weird one.
didn't they use Zombie Dead End?
I can't remember who the
No,
last part of the set.
Zombie Breakdown from Prime.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There it is.
Yeah,
Zombie Wars Breakdown. Yeah, what a
yeah.
weird set.
It was so weird.
It was like the second best Unite Warriors set because the best one was Megatronia. For
Yeah.
me this was the second best set because it was such an interesting redo of characters, random
Mm,
characters all working together reasonably well, and then made a fucking bizarre combiner mode.
yeah. It
That was a
was
reference to an even weirder thing, the Unicron Galvatron.
yeah. There's so much weirdness in that. I mean, in fairness, in Night Warriors alone, if you look at any of the mangas they put out for any of them, good lord.
This was the
But
era of the weird Japanese manga, which me and Mikey loved. It's great stuff.
yeah,
Uh,
bless them.
Next up, we have a super heavy redo of the mold, like to the point where I'm like, is it even the same mold? It's it's Combiner Wars Computron figure Strafe.
Yeah, and
Really heavily redone. Like the body's the same, the limbs are the same, and then everything on his back that makes the plane is completely different. Oh, and the head's brand new too.
mm, it's such a heavy retool.
Yeah. but then it's
And
not quite strafe.
no,
It's not strafe.
it speaks to the fact that the two different Computron sets that were put out, and both of them were put out as gift sets as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I mean, you could buy Scattershot separately, but then he's different in both the box sets.
That is bizarre
But
in itself.
I think there's only actually two molds across the two box sets that are identical,
Yeah.
which is such a bizarre thing to realize when it's the same team. They're released in the same basic format as a gift set.
Yep.
But it's not even that they're decoed differently, it's that there are completely different toolings in both sets.
Mm.
It's such a weird one. I
Was
love
that
it
head
because
ever used again? The strafe head? Because I don't recognize
uh,
it.
I don't think it was.
I think I would, if I was the Hasbro team, I would have probably used this head in the Victorion set, to be honest.
Oh yeah. I mean, in fairness, Victorion, I think, could have benefited from having
What,
a
this
jet.
mold? Yeah. Especially
Yeah.
this, because it's like this.
Yeah.
It's not strafe, but it's
Mm.
an interesting looking jet. At least the top half of it. I think if you turn it on its side, it's gonna look really wonky. It's gonna look like most silver bolts, right? It's gonna be this really like interesting jet, and then this big
Lots
fat
of junk
blob.
in the trunk. Yeah.
But the actual shape of it is it's not right, but it's like, oh, okay.
Mm.
And again, the colors are just they're correct in terms of strafe is red and white, but then for some reason this figure has like a purpley maroon and an orangey brown on it as well, and I don't know
Yeah.
why.
And they've used this slightly. Imagine, you know, that apothecary white GW.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's that.
100%. It's the gray
it's that.
white.
Yeah, and
I don't
it's
know
not what
why.
you think of when you think of the Technobots.
No. It's like
Yeah.
this wouldn't be like a bad like Alpha Bravo kind of figure. If they wanted
Yeah.
to sell it like
Yeah.
that, you'd be like, "Yeah, okay, it's not strafe, but it's sort of strafe. Fine." That's kind of how this figure all comes across. And he is not the same mold as Unite Warrior Strafe, which we're not talking about just
No,
yet.
we won't get to him probably
This show.
till next time. Yeah,
Yeah, probably. Looking at how it's
because of all the silly stuff that happened with
yeah.
the line.
But then we went into Power of the Primes, which is kind of when I dipped out, and we had him heavily redone into Dreadwind.
Yeah,
Which is like, oh, okay. It worked pretty well, to be honest.
it did. I mean, I was really delighted to have him and Darkwing back in my collection because I had both as the G1 toys. So getting them again was.
I just wish the QC, like, what put me off getting them was I played with Dave's and I was kind of horrified by how the QC was just not really very good. Even the small improvements they made to the mold. Yeah, Dave's was really floppy. And by this point, can you blame it? It'd been through the
I can't blame it. I never had that with either this or Darkwind.
Maybe I was also just done with this mold and this transformation scheme.
Possibly.
Maybe that was it as well.
That's quite likely. I mean, I will say I really liked how they re-engineered it so the wings now go down onto the legs.
Yes, through a hinge, but not the same kind of hinge we had before. Yeah, oddly enough.
There's some quite fun little bits there. I mean, once you get into robot, you can tell you can tell pretty much from the jet mode that it's using that same basic tooling in place. But
the shoulders are completely different as well.
Yeah, new head, new shoulders, new gun for both of them.
Yeah, but weird though. Like, what one gun again?
Yeah, especially when these guys.
They came with two.
Yes, that. I mean, again, I ended up picking up. Where did I get? No, I went. I think I got guns from Shapeways, which I really need to replace with something that's nicer because they're in that really quite coarse nylon material.
Oh.
It does the job, but
yeah, it could be nicer.
I think I could probably give him an upgrade. But it was nice that by this point, I'd actually managed to get each era of G1's version of the Seekers.
Oh, okay.
Because you had the original bunch, the Coneheads, Cyclone Scourge, Target Masters, and then these guys.
Dude, it's been nearly 10 years since we had our last Dreadwind figure.
Yeah,
This was our
man.
last one. And again,
Yeah,
even though I have issues with the mold and it being blah 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 blah, I think visually, like just looking at photos of it, it does look nice. The head sculpt
yeah,
is good. It's also got this
absolutely.
really fucking weird hand foot
Yeah,
thing.
the power of a Primus hand that they went with, where it could also become a piece of armor or a heel for a foot piece,
It's an
was
interesting idea, but it's like it was worse than the Combiner Wars ones, and the Combiner Wars ones were just functional. Is why they were
yeah. I
functional.
mean, those ones at least had guns in. These don't even have that, and it makes
No,
them real awkward to do stuff with
yeah,
because you can't really. I mean, God, I think the closest I've come to, I think the fembots, I was able to store them on them in robot mode, but it's not a great way of storing stuff.
well, it's not great. The problem it's not great shape. It looks
No,
like you're putting on a fat suit if you're using it as its intended body armor. It looks like you're Eddie
yeah,
Murphy and the Nutty Professor.
yeah. It's just clunky,
Yeah,
and because each one's coloured specific for its specific partner as well that it comes with, it makes it really hard to do anything else with the bloody
you know
things.
what would have been better? Yeah, throw that piece away and you give them an extra gun. They would
I
have
would have
even
taken the
they
extra
would have
gun, to be fair.
saved money as well because this is
Yeah,
more pieces than that, and people would have
yeah,
been like, "Oh, 2 guns, okay, cool, I'll take it."
yeah,
Uh, odd, but they also did Black Wing, as he's called here, instead of Dark Wing, which is more of Air Raid's mold. Sorry,
yeah,
Sky. No, no, no,
yeah.
no.
It's a
This,
bit
yeah,
more.
go on.
Yeah, it's more air raid than skydive. In fairness,
But
but
again, it is noticeably a different mold. It's not
hmm,
perfect, but it looks good. It's got the right colors on him, etc., etc. He's still got the shitty, weird bit of armor. This one does have 2 guns.
but they're very small.
They are very small, and they don't really look like his G1 guns.
No, but at
But he
least he
does
does have
have
two
two.
guns. At least they.
It's like, yeah, I'll take 2 small guns versus 1 big gun for a plane.
I mean, they
I'll
do
take
work
it.
really nicely on it. On how they've done that. One of them on his forearm. They actually work really nicely that way. In fairness,
You
better than using them as pistols.
you know what? These guns would have probably done quite well as like pseudo null rays for the Ghost of Starscream mold.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. They would have
But
been great for that.
the problem is this came out obviously many years after the Unite Warriors figure came out.
About 2.5 years later.
Yeah. It's, well, eh, I guess.
Yeah, actually, one thing I will say, I have to give whoever at Hasbro tried it points for at least effort because they've tried on both him and Dreadwind. They've tried to make the combiner fist look like they've tried to stick it on like the engine for the Power Masters did. Which,
Yeah.
all right, I get what they're going for, but
It
the engine
rem-
went inside. This is sticking higher than the tail
it
fins.
reminds me of that episode of Next Gen where they have the big space baby that latches itself onto the Enterprise and starts sapping the power.
Yeah,
Like this big leech is just sucking Blackwing's energy away. Like, okay.
taking all his mojo away.
Yep.
All his mojo. Because actually, just like with Dreadwind, this is a really nice. It's clearly
It's
Dreadwind.
him, yeah.
It's got all the colors. The jet mode is actually bang on.
Yeah.
In fairness, that is, and I can't speak for how Mikey's were, but my copies of this and Dreadwind,
Dave's again was
were-
pretty loosey. Again, it didn't convince me to pick them.
mine were fine. I had no issues with them. So,
Okay.
which is but again, like you said, at this point, both of these molds had so much use.
Yeah.
You can't be surprised if they do start to
Go a
suffer
little
a
bit.
bit.
It's just it's also annoying that it's like they pulled out 2 pretty old molds to just kind of they did retool them, obviously, but it is like 2 pretty old molds. We were past
Yeah,
Combiner Wars at this point
but
by quite a few
Power for
years.
Primes was a bit of an odd line overall.
It
In
was such a
fairness,
it didn't feel like there was any idea what Power of the Primes was meant to be.
no,
I'm pretty
and
confident in saying that.
yeah, that tracks because yeah, it was.
It was messy as an idea. But that's all of this mold. What was that? 2 molds? 1 mold? No, 1
uh,
mold. It was 1 mold, and then it's a retool of it.
yes,
In about an hour and 25 minutes. Okay. We might
Aaron
not get.
Tucci, we've done 2 and a bit molds.
I had 8 different figures to go through today. I don't think we'll
know.
get through that many, to be honest. We'll see. Well, it might be
I mean,
multiple parts. Combiner Wars.
I mean, on the other side, this does mean Combiner Wars is going to be a nice long series for us.
True.
Content, baby.
Yeah, exactly. XLHead says, really hope we get Studio Series Technobots somewhat in scale of Studio Series. I don't think that there'll be Studio Series Grimlock size. I think you're asking way too much for that. I think you'll get the Technobots. I don't think they'll be. I don't know if they'll be Studio Series because they weren't in the movie. I know that doesn't really mean anything, but I think if you're gonna get the Technobots, they'll be in the main line.
Yeah, they seem to want to keep outside of the Constructicons who were in the film. They seem to want to keep most of the combiner teams in the main line at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's easy to sell them that way as well because, again, you got to have your big combiner, your commander piece in there as well. I don't know. I think it's.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be Studio Series. I'd be shocked if they were Grimlock's scale. I just don't think that's gonna happen.
I mean, that would be hilarious to have a combiner where a mainline combiner where each component was the size of a Studio Series leader.
That would be hilarious. But they also want Computron was a Scramble City combiner, so they at the very least they're going to keep him that scale so you can mix and match with the other Scramble City combiners because they have that ability even with these new figures. So I think that's probably more than likely.
I mean, I'm kind of intrigued. I say intrigued. We know it'll just be an update for G1 designs pretty much, which is a bit of a shame. But it'll probably be really nice.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, breakdown.
Yeah.
This is an ugly little bastard of a mold.
Yeah, he was kind of the weakest of the Stunticons, wasn't he, overall?
Yeah, he's got
just
a lot of
head.
Well, the head I don't think was too bad. It was his arms are very skinny. He's got big gaps in his shins. He's got quite a large, robust torso as well. The car mode's nice. That's good.
Right, the car mode is spot on, and I do like how on pretty much all the car limbs that they released for this line, the combiner foot actually does replicate how they looked in the original line. You could still hook it over the back and get that same.
The extra weapon, it was way better implemented than the hands for most of the other ones. These ones, like you say, tried to go for that. I don't even know what those weird guns were for the original Stunticons, but at least here you go, okay, well they have a function too, so that was not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, you could plug it in upside down like they have done, or you could use a thumb piece to actually clip it into the back. That's actually there's some neat design there.
Yeah.
And the sword / rifle he's got it's fun.
It's just there. Like there's no place to put it where it doesn't look awkward. It's one of those weapons.
Yeah, but it's a nice to give him some options for the robot mode at least for how you want to pose him.
Yeah.
My biggest issue was that I didn't really find him bad. It was more stuff like the head is actually quite flat. Because the neck is quite a ways, it's actually quite towards the back of the head. Most Transformers, the neck joint is kind of central to the head.
Okay.
Whereas for some reason, and this is on Breakdown and all of his mold mates, all the remolds they used of this tooling, all of them, the head ends up being, it looks fine front on, but side on is just, it's always flat because it has to accommodate the bonnet of the car mode.
Okay.
And it is a really nice car mode. It's a great looking Countach. Lambo Diablo. So it does the job really nicely there. It's just Mm, it- he suffers because all the other stunt cons just better than him
Yeah,
in various ways.
yeah, yeah. This was definitely the weakest in this mold. I don't think really anybody goes, "Oh yeah, the breakdown mold," and however many repaints and retools. I don't think anybody
Yeah.
goes, "This was my favorite mold of them." I think most people are just kind of like, at best, they're like, "Eh, it's fine."
Yeah. But then, does anyone ever say Breakdown's their favorite Stunticon?
I don't know who cares. Like, who would love specific Stunticons? To be honest,
I mean, that's fair as well, because they are all kind of assholes.
they're just the guys. It's like, I like the Stunticons. Do you like one more than the others? No,
Yeah.
I like them as a team. I guess. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
the only,
It's like the
I
aerial
mean,
bots. Who's your favorite aerial bots? I don't know. They're all the white jets. I don't care.
and again, Verobots are almost all, other than Silverbot, they're almost always written like raging assholes
That's
towards
true.
Silverbolt as well. It's hilarious.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, breakdown's got these weird arms. I never liked how
Mm.
the arms kind of like you do a bicep crunch, and they've obviously got this big gap not a big gap, but there's a because they're the side doors, and you can see
Yeah.
that I don't know. I just remember just not enjoying how this guy felt or transformed at all.
Mm.
I was just like,
Yeah.
I don't love him.
Yeah. He's not the most enjoyable of the team to mess around with, is he?
But
Not
it didn't
really.
stop them from using him over and over and over
Oh,
again.
oh God, no.
So breakdown, G2 breakdown. He is, I think the G2. Well, I think most of the G2 Stunticons are better than the G2 aerial bots. I think Menasor
Mhm.
is the only Motor Master is the only one who's a bit shit. Because I like G2 breakdown. I think he looks great.
Yeah,
Minty
it's a nice
blue
deco.
and purple. It's
Yeah.
stupid. You have
I
any
mean, you
thoughts
look at
on
that,
him?
you feel like you should have a, your breath should feel minty fresh after you've looked at him.
I think so. Or he's like he's the color of like a monster in my pocket as well. That kind of color.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or a weird gummy sweet that or like a plastic toy you
Mm,
chew on, but you probably shouldn't chew. It's all those weird 90s colors that
yeah.
you'd expect. I like it, personally.
Yeah.
Still doesn't help the mold,
He
but
looks like additives that are unhealthy for you.
yes, that's a good way to put it. The Sunstreaker is up next. Um, he's kind of in a sickly yellow.
Hmm.
Looks a
It,
little bit gross.
it's, I mean, it's all cast yellow. There's not really any yellow paint on him, which
That's a
is
boon. Yes, I
mm,
like that. Didn't
it's a
even think
boon,
of
and
that.
also it's one of those cases where it's a boon, but also because the shade of plastic they've gone with is just in places it almost feels translucent because you can see where black paint is kind of leaking through because the plastic's so translucent. You
Yeah.
can see the black paint on the other side of the part, just like oh, which is a shame because I mean, it does still suffer because the head looks nice from the front, but it is quite flat because of the design.
Hmm.
It's fun that they've used the combiner port to replicate Sunstreaker's engine mount from the original design. That's actually a really nice touch. I quite enjoy that. That's fun. But it is just it's that same. It's using the same poor design.
Yeah.
Sadly,
I will say we didn't mention, and I should have done, that I do like the fact that he's got this big chest flap to go over the Combiner Wars port.
yeah, yeah,
I
that
think
is
that's
quite
nice.
nice.
Most of the
Mm.
Combiner Wars toys don't have anything to hide the Combiner Wars port, so it's usually quite obvious that they're a Combiner Wars toy. This is the thing, and it always looks a little bit
Yeah,
ugly and awkward. This one, at least, it's not like the best solution because it is just effectively a big giant napkin going over the front of a big
yeah.
old stain,
And
but
it's
it's
part of what
something.
makes the head has to be so flat because
Yes, yeah.
you're sandwiching the bonnet and that piece, the head's in between them, so there's not a lot of give to.
No, I agree. But I wanted to throw something kind of reasonably complimentary about it because
Yeah, no, but
otherwise
that is actually a nice touch if they did do that on
it does help
this
make him
this
look
mold. Yeah,
different.
mm,
Thankfully, XL Head
definitely.
says considering Breakdown seems to have the most roles in the show, he's clearly a writer's favorite. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, it's not like the Stundercon's popped up a lot, but he does have more speaking roles than some of them. Him and Dead End have a lot of speaking roles. I don't think
Yeah, yeah.
Wild Rider said a huge amount. And I don't think Drag Strip did either. Wow. And the size of the cast, obviously. Next up, we have
Yeah.
Ravage from the 2016 set. This was one particularly that you could notice how flat the head was.
Yeah.
This was noticeably stunted head design because of just
Mm.
it doesn't show it here, but I remember like back in the day, me and Mikey were ripping the flat side of the head on this thing because it looked
I
really bad.
I think partly though that's because the head has to be angled upwards to transform it,
Mm.
because you can't actually get the front flap up with how forward the snout is otherwise.
And doing a square blocky head, robot head, compared to doing a weird animal robot
Yeah.
head with angles and smooth sides, yeah, oof, oof.
I mean, it was bold of them, so points
Yeah,
for effort.
yeah.
Deductions for execution though.
No, I like they've got the paint in the right places, which is again kind of
Yeah,
a
I mean,
that's like a
it's
rolling the ball on the floor and saying you did it, you got it,
yeah.
woo.
I
But
mean,
it's something.
it isn't a bad deco in
No,
fairness. I
they've done an accurate paint job, so that's good.
yeah
Uh, it's about as nice as I can be towards it. Otherwise, it's just kind of like
yeah.
yeah. It's the same for Tigatron as well, who's the next figure. But this is instead of being black, it's white. I'll give it that.
Mm.
I like it's got a big Maximal emblem on the front of it, so it's got a little bit more effort
Yeah.
color scheme wise than Ravage, who's just a black car.
Mm.
Again,
Yeah, it's just because they're making use of the same head again. It has the same
yeah.
flaws and
And obviously,
it's a
we know
shame.
why they did it because
Yeah,
the Japanese toy for Ravage was done into Tigatron for BotCon as well, so
mm,
it makes sense.
yeah,
It's just
it makes sense.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Next up is the Unite Warriors version, which is less creamy and more white.
Mm, yeah.
Uh, I'm trying to think if there's anything else different about it. I don't think
I
there
think
is.
for as ever the paint's just a little crisper.
Yeah, yeah,
On
that's fair.
especially on the alt mode. So yeah.
Oh, here's something weird. Notice the gun he's using, the hand foot. It's different from the official Hasbro one
Oh
they
yeah.
gave him. Now I don't know if that's just a mistake they've made, or well, I mean they're part of a gift set. It doesn't really fucking matter, does it?
Yeah.
All of the parts would be in there, but
Mm,
just went, oh, that's the wrong one. I don't.
yeah.
That's not the right one.
It is mildly amusing.
There's also the Unite Warriors version of Sunstreaker. So it's Sunstreaker again, but in a much yellowy yellow, seemingly. I'd say it feels like he's missing black though.
Yeah. I think probably could have done a little more black on for robot mode potentially.
Yeah.
Maybe around the stomach area possibly.
I agree, but again, I think is it that they're trying to keep a G1y so they can't do too much black?
Yeah, I think that might be it, in fairness.
Yeah, and maybe just because of
Because
the
of what they
general
were going
shape
for.
of him, it's meant that he's just become kind of a yellow brick
Mm,
in some ways. I don't know. It still
yeah.
looks a little off in some ways.
Yeah, and it's a shame because it is a much nicer shade of yellow they've gone for. It's much more of like an Avalon sunset, sort of a bit more body to it.
Yeah, I agree. It's a little
So,
little crisper. Oh, I've
yeah,
clicked off of one of
not as
them.
translucent in places, so
Yeah.
that helped.
Who were we on? Who was it? It was Breakdown. And there we
Yeah.
go. And we're
Oh,
doing Jump
Vic-
Stream, Trick
Yep.
Diamond, Wheeljack, Wrecker Counter Punch,
God,
then
I forgot how
Wheeljack,
many
and then
of
Light Speed. There we go. Obviously. Okay, so Victorion. We got one of the Victorian girls.
Yeah.
New head.
Yeah, new chest piece and new forearms.
I appreciate that this.
Yeah.
Oh, and you forget new hands, obviously, because look, she's
Yeah.
a girl, so gotta have new open hands for the women's.
Yeah.
I guess. I appreciate that they've given her a different chest plate. I think that's good. It's definitely made her look more female, which I appreciate. The heads, I think the head feels like it's in the right direction, but again, just almost like Skyhawk and like Hellbat. It's just not quite right.
Yeah. I mean,
Can
I
you
appreciate
put your
them,
finger on what it is? Because I'm not quite sure what.
I think it's just kind of there's a lack of expression to her.
Oh, there's that too. There's certainly that.
Yeah, I mean,
It
they
almost feels like she's got a swimming cap on, and
there is a bit of that. Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know. There's just something weird about the head. Maybe if she did have an expression, which Hasbro's kind of adverse to doing it with a lot of Transformers, maybe that would have helped.
yes,
At least a smirk. That'd be fine.
yeah,
Cocky attitude, that'd be okay.
yeah. I mean, especially for the repaint of her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, to be honest.
Yeah,
Mr. White says her head looks like the stopper in an expensive brand of sake or whiskey. Oh, that's an interesting way to phrase it. Would you agree with that, Big D?
I mean, given my experience of whiskies with bottles of Jack Daniels, I can't really comment, unfortunately.
Yeah, obviously this has the ugly ass color scheme of Victorian, so
Sadly, yeah.
just needed a different shade of green. I think would have helped. But
Mm.
there's also, as you mentioned, Trick Diamond, which is a much better color scheme.
Yeah.
Again, the expression would have been nicer if it was different, but it does have the issue with the mold. But
Mm.
I do
But
like this one
the deco helps a lot.
a lot. Like again with Megatronia, the effort that was put into the color schemes was pretty high.
Yeah. For a team that has even less fluff than Victorian team, yeah, this lot are kind of bringing VA game.
You want to make random fans happy, Hasbro? Make brand new molds and make Megatronia.
I mean, hell, I would happily take from just using the current breakdown, dead end,
You might
and
need
either
to wait.
vortex or a
You'll
new
need to wait
blade.
for Defensor, right? For Megatronia to become not Defensor. Well, yeah, Defensor is a team, but you'd need a new hotspot for Megatronia.
And a blades for the two arms.
Yeah.
But you know what? It'd look pretty good, wouldn't it?
It would. It would. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. We've got Combiner Wars Wheeljack. So
this was a shame, wasn't it?
he's in this weird creamy white again.
Yeah.
And again, he's missing a lot of stick detail. Like I think the worst aspect of the at least Wheeljack in robot mode is he's missing the black on his chest, the window screens. That I think that would help quite a lot.
That's quite egregious.
Yeah,
to be fair,
it's interesting. He's got a brand new head. He's got a brand new chest. So they have put effort into it. It's just missing paint because he like. The problem with Wheeljack is he requires a lot of paint. A lot of paint.
Because he needs black hands or forearms, which this doesn't have.
No.
If you're going to do the chest, then you need to do the windows, which they haven't done. Yeah. And then the detail they have painted is different to how it's painted on the alt mode.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it's got extra green lines on the chest that aren't on the stand top of the car.
Yeah, and I don't think the Autobot symbol's on the top either.
Of the car mode,
no.
I'm going to say probably not. I reckon if you take the engine block off the top, it's not going to be under there.
Nah.
So why not in robot mode? I mean, maybe it doesn't equate to the same amount, but why not in robot mode get rid of the two green stripes which aren't there, and at least put in a bit of black?
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't equate. Maybe like those two green lines don't equate to three big black stripes. I don't know. But yeah, again, it feels like he's missing a lot, and he's using a mold that people aren't thrilled with to begin with. So it's like,
I mean, when they started to do the G1 Autobots, so Sunstreaker, Prowl, Wheeljack, Ironhide, Mirage, and all that, they did feel like they were kind of stretching with what they were trying to find a mold that was the right alt mode, and then working out how to make the robot work for it.
You've done the Stunticons. Well, the Autobots are old cars, right? This is fine. This works. It's like,
does it really? Yeah.
Just because you could doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, and I get the logic that they wanted to represent the classic cast in some way,
And it's an easy
And
repaint, you know.
it is an
You can
easy
sell
one.
these to fans. It makes sense in a
But
sense, in a way.
man, given this is the big thing. Combiner Wars is the line that probably has the most fatigue of any line in
Yeah.
the
Oh,
modern.
I kind of yeah. Well, I mean, looking at the time, 1 hour 44. So yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
We've got through 2 molds, or getting through 2 molds. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm happy to say
yeah,
that. Yeah, it's fair.
yeah.
I was like, can I combat that point? And I was thinking, it's like, no,
No,
no, no. There's no way, no way.
yeah,
Uh,
it got a lot,
yeah,
and
and I think it's understandable because I think we both agreed last time, or whenever we started this, I think a lot of the money went into developing the combining system, right?
yeah,
And then
yeah,
everything kind of fell from then. When okay, what can we do within this
mm,
system?
yeah,
Because
and
clearly they didn't want to do the commander level stuff at that point, and I don't think you could have
yeah.
done commander figures with the
Oh God, no.
because Hasbro at this point, like third party hadn't even started doing the combiner frame where you have a frame and then you stick
No, I
robots onto
mean
that.
Perfect Effect and yeah, it was Perfect Effect had only really started doing upgrades for the limbs and stuff around this period.
Mm.
Uh, third party combiners first started to have frames. That's like the last 5-6 years.
And you get people who
I would
hate the
say.
frame system. People hate the
Yeah.
frames. They complain that they should be able to
Mm,
be, I guess, like these. They should be a contained thing that Wheeljack is a leg or an arm, and he can just be
mm,
that. And Motormaster just is the torso piece. I prefer. I think because my first experience with the frame system was the New Age Devastator. I thought it was a
mm.
really good system because you were able to get
Yeah,
a good figure and then a good combiner, and then you have extra parts that you put in a box, obviously. But
yeah.
I don't care.
I mean, I still think kind of like the benchmark for a combiner to me is Feral Rex
Which one?
from MMC's Feral
Oh,
Rex.
yeah. Sorry, forgive me. There's
Sorry,
one or
that
two.
was me.
No, no,
I couldn't get my L's out there.
no, it's not your fault. It's there's 1 or 2 third party figures that are combiners, and I was just kind of listing through my brain like, fuck, what
Yeah,
is Feral Rex is a Predacon
there's a
set?
lot,
Which Predacon
but
set?
yeah, but for a set that's kind of contained,
Yeah,
where everything is there, but that comes with
costs,
it was
and they
never
all had to be. They're all masterpiece scale-ish or like
uh
Voyager-ish scale, right?
yeah, I
They're big.
think
They're not small.
no, they do scale quite well with Dinobots of any stripe, to be
Yeah,
honest. I mean,
yeah.
actually, I need to someone get them out, see how they scale with, because I think they work quite nicely alongside the Studio Series Dinobots.
Okay.
Little smaller than them, but with enough mass that you can understand them standing toe to toe.
Ah,
But I think that the frame works to give you that super stable combine mode.
yeah, and
'Cause-
the shape, right? It allows you
Yeah,
to work around that shape rather than or the mess. I
yeah,
can't imagine how hard it is to design well, they're effectively triple changes, aren't they? If you're making them a
yeah.
robot, a vehicle, or whatever it is, and then a limb.
I mean, honestly, my biggest issue with the current set of combiners with the frames they're using is that Menasor, I hate how much is left over.
Yeah, yeah, you've got that
'Cause you
stupid
have
gigantic gun, don't you?
Yeah, because you have a lot of stuff left over,
Yeah, that's fair.
and it's weird because the Motormaster you get for the Stunticons is great.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
robot is brilliant, but he doesn't have his gun or his sword. Not a decent version anyway.
No, I was gonna say he
But
does have the sword, but it's shit. It's really
Yeah.
lame.
But he doesn't have his G1 gun, which
No.
is so, and it's not even something you get for Menasor. You said you have this weird artillery piece that, and you still have chunks left over from the alt mode that don't form anything onto, and I hate how messy that is. They seem to have kind of nailed that with the aerial bots.
Yeah, I guess that's probably a
The,
problem with Menasor being the first one, right? And like you
yeah,
say, it's got this extra shit, and hopefully from this point on, they can be a bit tidy. I'm assuming
hopefully.
I can't remember if Onslaught's as tidy. I think he is, but obviously we won't know until we get it. I suppose. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I think the pictures seem to suggest he is a bit tighter in that
I would
regard.
think so.
So it's encouraging that they are improving it every iteration of it.
Yeah.
So
Which you could argue is better than Combiner Wars as well, because when it was Combiner Wars, it was just this is the system.
yeah, because they
That's it.
I mean, honestly, Combiner Wars, you only really had maybe 5 torsos.
Something
And
like
that's
that.
Silverbolt, Prime,
Yeah.
uh,
Skylinks,
Skylinks, Onslaught.
Starscream,
Yeah, that's
Defense. So Hotspot. Sorry, Defense.
but even Hotspot is a
Oh,
retool
that's
of
Onslaught. Yeah,
and Scattershot is a retool of Silverbolt,
that's right. Yeah.
and
Which one was
Cyclonus is a
that?
retool of Silverbolt. Or, they only had a very set of torsos to work with, which
Yeah.
is kind of
It
I
caused
get
the
it 'cause-
issues that we had that we've talked about already of the repetition,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
issue there.
I
Mr.
mean, in some
White says,
cases,
"Oh, sorry.
oh,
No, go on."
I was going to say in some cases they did eventually kind of do great. I mean, what's his name for the Seacons? They're all retools.
Not hard shell. Snaptrap.
Yeah, Snaptrap is a
Yeah.
retool of
Abominus.
who's a
Hungar. It's
retool of Silverbolt.
Silverbolt.
But by the time you get to
Oh god.
Snaptrap, he's. I mean, I have the Poseidon. Is it Poseidon or God Neptune? Yeah, for white redeco.
Yeah.
That's actually it's a really nice figure in hand, and you unless you know where it came from, you can't tell.
Mm.
It feels very, very good in hand, and it makes a much nicer torso than I think Silverbolt does.
That's interesting.
But it's just fascinating that in that case they iterated from the one design over like 5 years get to that point.
Yeah, it took a long time.
Yeah, but yeah.
Mr. White says, Andy, your smart paint application questions would never be considered by Hasbro US at this time. I think, to be fair, you probably could have said at any time.
Yeah, that's
if
fair.
they were considered, they would have been like, yeah, but we can't do this. And I'd be like, but why? And they'd be like, because of this money reason or this reason or this reason. I'd be like, oh, it's just annoying and lame. Can we just ignore that? They'd be like, no. Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd be useful for the Hasbro team, but I doubt it. I reckon I'd be like Henry Cavill. I'd be like, you're doing it wrong. You're breaking law. Let's not do that. And they'd be like, nah, let's fire him. He's causing problems. He's causing waves.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Punch Counterpunch, or rather, Punch, or Counterpunch. Yeah, Counterpunch.
Yeah, I'd forgotten they did this redeco of him.
You know why? And I'm gonna say why, because like the next year you actually had a really good Punch Counterpunch figure, which was not released on the market, which was fucking stupid. It's a special Hasbro figure.
All of those releases were such a ball ache to get a hold of.
And it's a shame because the Punch Counterpunch one was one I would have liked to have gotten because I played with Dave's and it was really good. And it's way better than this.
It's real nice.
Granted, this is a collector's club figure, so it's an interesting idea. But
still.
Yeah, it's not a great mold. And you go, he's very, very blue. And because it's Punch Counterpunch, you're like, well, I hope he turns to the other version. And it's like, well, obviously he can't do that because it's a Minor Wars figure. So you look at him and you go, well, he's blue.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how if they could have done it. It's like, no, there's not enough space to make the head double-sided.
No, and then how do you turn him to be like an orange vehicle? It's just not feasible.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the attempt, Collectors Club figure subscription, but this is lame.
Yeah, Hasbro rightly for next year kind of kicked the door and then took their lunch money for this one.
Made a real one, and you go, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
I will say the Unite Warriors version of Wheeljack, pretty good.
yeah. It's got all the stuff that was missing from the other one.
And I didn't realize, and I don't know if I didn't realize or if it's changed. Have they changed the back of the car mode?
Uh,
Because the back looks
ooh,
different, right?
I don't know if they have actually.
Can you jump back quickly and have a quick look between the two? Because I think they're
They
different.
they
I'm not sure.
actually they
Yeah, you're not sure
I,
either.
I, I think they have done a lot more retooling to make it wheeljack than
Like
I
the
thought.
chest is the same, the head is the same. I'm guessing the forearms are the same, but they could be different.
Hmm.
I'm
Well, no,
just
what we hadn't pointed out was that there's actually a decent amount of retooling on the car mode to make it look like wheeljack
I hadn't noticed to
to
be
start
honest.
with.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's got
they've
the
done
extra lip under the
the extra lip. They've done
hood.
a bit of work to the rear, so you got to make it look more like the Lancia.
I guess the most important thing to say is it's got enough paint on it to make it look like Wheeljack. They've even, instead of using
Yeah.
black for the windows, they've used blue, so it's more cartoon accurate. They've given different shades of gray on the head to make it pop. They gave him the gray forearms, which you mentioned,
Yep.
to again pull that in.
And they've used that same color on his waist and his thighs,
Yep.
which
It's
again,
still not a great mold, but in terms of do you want a Wheeljack figure, I think
this is a
this is better, a lot better.
yes, yeah. If this was all you had available, which honestly, for a lot of people, it was because the
Yeah,
generation of Wheeljack was actually quite hard to get hold of.
yeah, I was gonna say what was before that. Well, you had the masterpiece. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no,
First
no, you
masterpiece.
didn't. Then they've not
No,
done this in order. I don't know why this isn't in
yeah,
chronological order. Well, it is because before that they had the Q Transformers, which was 2015, and then the next figure it says is Skyfire. Okay, and then it says Wheeljack in 2019. It's because they've broken them up into bizarre like
yeah.
ways
That
of.
threw me as well when I was looking through it. I was like, hang on,
Yeah, you're
huh?
quite right. The last Wheeljack figure was either the Unite Warriors one or the Generations one. And I guess if you're comparing it to that, this is better than that in terms of like more accurate.
I mean,
Like
the
compared to either
proportions
of them.
are better
Yeah,
because
like it's too
that one did.
thin, but
I mean, that one did suffer from being a bit of a
fat.
chunky lad.
Yeah, he was too fat.
Yeah.
You could argue this one's a bit thin in places, but overall the
Mm,
shape and the look is more Generation 1 Wheeljack, I would say.
yeah.
Then the
And
next figure you
this,
get. Here's a question: do you think he's better than Fall of Cybertron Wheeljack? Because I think compared to the American version, I would say yes. I think the Japanese make him a little better, but I'm not a big fan of
mm,
that mold to begin with, to be honest.
I mean, I actually am.
Okay,
It,
hang on.
this,
War for Cybertron Siege or Earthrise, because they are slightly different.
oh, I'm not sure which one I bought at the end. I
I
know I have him, but I'm not sure if I got him for Fall of Cybertron or Earthrise.
are they different or are they the same? There's two figures. Oh no, it's a Kingdom one. Is there any difference between? Maybe I'm stupid. I think I'm stupid.
Uh,
No, there is Earthrise, and
yeah,
then there is a Kingdom one.
I don't think there's a massive amount of difference between the two.
Oh, okay, it's me being stupid then. Okay, my bad. My bad.
I will say it does have some issues because I did buy an upgrade kit for it. I
The Earthrise one.
covered up. Yep, covered up for gaps in the shins and gave him a better spoiler that gives decent wings and some extra weapons for him. But as a representative, I mean, this Unite Warriors version, if this was all you had available, I would happily have picked up this version.
And for like 4 years, it was. It
Yeah.
seems.
I mean, I didn't because I still had the generations, and for me, that was doing quite fine for my collection for what I wanted it to be. I didn't.
If you wanted this set, you'd need to buy 5 other figures as well.
Yeah, and
And
I was already
this
quite.
is better than the Sunstreaker, I will say, in the same set.
Yeah, and I mean, I was already quite heavily invested in Combiner Wars as was, so I didn't really need this mold again.
Yeah.
So,
That's understandable.
hmm.
Wheeljack,
But no,
weird one.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think
But
this one. I'd like this one as much because I remember
mm,
the American one, but this one is better than that. Clearly, it's
yeah, I mean,
amazing.
it's a good example of what Takara can do with a mold that no one really likes. Just give it a nice deco, and it covers a lot of sins. Not completely, but it does enough.
Mm. Now, an interesting use of the Wheeljack version of part of the Wheeljack mold is they used him specifically for Unite Warriors Lightspeed. We will talk about
Oh yeah,
American Lightspeed later, but was a vast improvement in terms of looks over that one. Vast
yeah.
improvement. So he's got Wheeljack's chest. He's got the car parts for the Wheeljack mold as well, and he's got a brand new head. He's got new guns,
Hmm.
and the whole color scheme. This works pretty damn well for Lightspeed, even though I don't like the
Yeah,
mold. Not a big fan of it. I think that it hits the Lightspeed look.
absolutely. I mean, if you wanted a light speed, I mean, I'm kind of torn because the mold for use of a Hasbro version, I like the base mold better, but I think this looks better as light speed.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
that's fair. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, even because I think he's the member of the team with the least remolding done. Because
Probably.
his alt mode's not been altered, other than it's just the deco that's changed.
Yeah, it's just the head that's
And
new,
they've
right?
given him a new head and the two guns, and
That's it.
yeah, so he's surprisingly minimal change, which is why the rest of the team could have so much going on in, I suppose.
But that's only
But
obviously, like you say, compared to the rest of them. This is something that
yeah,
Hasbro could have done potentially
yeah, and I
instead of
mean,
what they did.
yeah, we'll talk about it when we get there. But
Yes,
this is a good take on Lightspeed, I think.
yeah, I would agree. I like it.
And
It looks like him.
and, and you know what surprised me when I got this set? Because by this point, this was like the sixth or seventh use of this mold.
Yeah.
It doesn't handle badly.
No,
Not my one, at least. So
but is that because it came from Japan and was made a little bit nicer?
that's possible because it was a gift set
Yeah,
release, so that's a distinct possibility there.
yeah. It's always hard to tell.
Yeah.
I think we might have to end it with that because otherwise, if we start dead end, we've got 1, 2, 3,
Oh God.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 figures to go through. So
Yeah.
I think if we did 16 figures, that would take us to 2
We'd
hours
be here
40
all night.
or
Yeah.
something. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
we might leave it there.
Yes. Join us next time for the Dead End show.
A dead end and probably off road. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11,
We
12, 13. Yeah, so if we do dead end and off road, that'll be like 20 something figures.
yeah.
Lamau.
I mean, do we have time to go back and quickly do drag strip? Just get him out of the way.
How many figures does Dragstrip have?
Only 4 or 5, and 3 of those are drag strip.
Okay, yeah, sure, we could do Dragstrip. Oh yeah, there's not. Yeah, oh, there's not a drop-down window to click to show all of the drag
Yeah.
strips. Oh my god, yeah, we could do drag strip. Yeah,
It's
fuck
so
that.
reassuring. It's
Yeah,
so refreshing.
I know. And it's a shame because for the first wave, this was my favorite figure of the first wave, easily.
Yeah.
Out of all
It
of them.
was a strong first showing for the Stunticons.
Yeah. I think a negative that is quite right to say is he's the least G1-y looking and feeling out of maybe all of the Combiner Wars figures.
That's a fairly safe thing to say, I think.
And I'm pretty sure that's how people felt. I didn't feel that way because I thought, well, it's a car, it's a F1 car, it's orange, it's maroon.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
fine.
more specifically, it's drag strip. Who's complaining about Deck One drag strip?
I mean,
Is he yellow? Does he have maroon? Yes.
I mean, there were definitely people that complained. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll get to it when we talk about the Unite Warriors one, but I think visually, this is more interesting. The only thing I don't love about the mold is I think the chest is pretty weak. It doesn't help the fact it
Yeah.
has 4 screw heads, very
Yeah.
visible on it.
Yeah, that's quite fair. I do like his head sculpt though. There's some
Same.
fun stuff going on there where he's got the molded in, like the little tears effect molded in. That's quite fun.
It's not a G1 drag strip head, but it almost looks a little bit like a maybe this is stretching. Maybe it looks like a bit like a racer's helmet. He looks sporty.
Yeah, yes, he does.
Yeah.
I
Rather
mean,
than
my
just like
biggest
his
negative
usual
is
square head.
yeah. I mean, my only real gripe is who signed off on giving the sword slash gun a
Oh,
handle at an angle
ugh. Oh
so he
yeah.
can't actually hold it properly.
He has a normal sword holding peg, and then for some reason, very close by, he has another gun holding peg, but at a slight angle. And because he's got very big wrists, I guess you could call them, it does clash a
Yeah.
little bit. It's
Mm.
yeah, like you say, it's just one of those things where you look at it and went, why? Who did this?
Yeah, but it means you
Yeah.
can't actually store it anywhere either because if you
No.
store it with either store it with the blade sticking out or you store it with using the gun peg and then
It's at this
it
weird
sticks
angle.
out. Yeah, it
Literally,
yeah
this problem could be solved if the peg was just moved up like what, a couple of millimeters?
yeah, and you
That's
don't
it.
have this issue on any of the other stunticons,
No.
which all of whom have a melee weapon that has a proper handle they can use to hold it as a gun.
Actually, is any melee weapon that isn't this mold? Does
Uh,
any of them have this problem that isn't this mold?
no, it's
Yeah, it's
literally
just
just this
this.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why? It's such a weird
yeah.
oversight. It's just like, again, millimeters would have fixed this issue.
I mean, someone must have looked at it and thought, why is that handle at an angle? Can we just move that forward a little bit so it's
Mold's
straight?
done. Mold's done. It's already in production. Go fuck yourself. We're done. We called it a wrap. It's over. But the actual figure is good. I like the fact it doesn't have
Yeah.
like it has next to no kibble compared to the
Mm.
other Combiner Wars like cars. All of them have like a giant hood and wheels hanging off the back. This
Yeah,
one
it's
it does have
surprisingly
that,
clean.
but because it's just like a
It
sports
tidies up
car.
much more nicely,
Yeah, yeah, it's
which is
very
surprising
tight.
for given it's the first Stunticon, the first car of the lineup. That's kind of surprising.
He's got also within Wave One at least, he's got like a reasonably well proportioned waist. Like
Yeah,
this was the same wave as Firefly with that little piddly groin region. He's actually got a
yeah.
fully fleshed
You're
out
not
man
worried.
groin.
It feels like an actual hip set of hips. Not just a spar that the hips go into.
Yeah, maybe he didn't need them, but maybe he could have done with a bit more feet,
Yeah, yeah.
just to make it less that make it so that his robot feet transform a bit more. Because
Hmm.
you don't really do anything with them, but like I say, you don't need to. They're perfectly
Yeah.
functional. It's just
I mean, Dragstrip was generally quite a stable figure. I found from
oh yeah, yeah.
overall. So
Even though, again, if he had ankle tilts, that would have been great, but this was not the line to
yeah,
do that. But yeah, I like this mold quite a lot.
yeah.
Not my favorite.
Same.
Look might be my favorite, to be honest, but it's weird. But this is pretty high up there, and I don't think he sold desperately well. I'm pretty sure we saw him on shelves for a long
No.
time afterwards.
Yeah, I mean that's down to how we mentioned it last week, how they released Combiner Wars, at least in the initial couple of waves where they gave you 3 aerial bots and a Stunticon. And then
Yeah.
they gave you a different mix of limbs in the next set. And yeah, it was just a ball ache because all people wanted was a full team.
Yep.
And
I
no
was
one wanted to
annoyed.
buy one team member not knowing if they were going to do the full team.
Well, I was
'Cause
also annoyed because the first wave was like, I want one figure. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
disheartening when you're excited for a toy line and there's like only one figure to buy.
It really is.
But his G2 version, it's pretty good. It's blue and black, like the original.
Yeah.
More blue than he would usually have, obviously, just because of how the paint schemes kind of worked on him. But yeah,
But it does work. It works nicely. I dig
yeah,
it.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's pretty solid. The Unite Wars version is much more of your standard G1 drag strip look. So he's very, very yellow. They've tried to break up that by adding black shoulder pads.
Mm,
You know, sort of, it's an attempt.
Yeah,
Um,
yes, it's an effort.
like I appreciate what it's doing because it is doing a G1 drag strip look, but he is just a block of yellow, effectively.
There is that. He is a big old wedge of cheese.
Yeah, like his chest, his waist area going down to his legs, just yellow. The only breakup is the Combiner Wars port in the center being gray, and then the black shoulder pads. That's about it. Otherwise, he's just yellow. It's a bit rough,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. It is a case where I do, as much as I like the look of the materials they've used on the United Warriors take,
Mm.
I do just prefer the overall look of the Combiner Wars version. Just because it feels fresher, you know? It's not just a G1 deco.
I think they did a better job with him, obviously, later down the line with Legacy. The Legacy version, I think, is very good, even though, again, he's just yellow mostly.
Mhm.
But then, again, I would argue that the Legacy version of Dragstrip is maybe the best of the Stunticons, not including Motormaster
Yeah,
or
that's
Legacy.
yeah. I could see that.
That's what I would say. I would say as well that Dragstrip from Combiner Wars is the best of the Stunticons, maybe not including Motormaster as well.
I would probably say including Motormaster.
Ooh, okay,
would
that's interesting.
I would possibly even say that he's tied in Combiner Wars as my favorite Stunticon with Blackjack because I do quite
Oh,
like Blackjack.
he is neat. I almost don't count the legends though because they're so different, but I get
Yeah.
where you're coming from.
Although in fairness, if we're talking the main for the limbs, it's a toss up for me between him and Off Road because Off Road I do quite like.
He's in. Okay, I see where you're coming from. Mr. White says the Unite Warriors reminds me of the Robo Machines F1 car, the softer looking yellow. I will say that the yellow, at least in these promotional images, which might look different in person, is a good solid looking yellow. Unlike the
Yeah.
Sunstreaker we looked at earlier.
Mm.
This is a good yellowy yellow. But that's not all, because of course there was a Mirage redo of this figure. For the Autobot set. So he does have a new head, and is anything else new on him?
No, I think it is just the head.
For Mirage, it's pretty solid, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly unexpected, but it was a new Mirage, and he hadn't had a figure since Classics.
I think that's why I didn't care, because I had the Classics version, which is a very, very unique looking Mirage figure.
Mm.
And this obviously is just, oh, do you want drag strip again, but blue? I was like, no, not particularly, to be honest.
Mm.
But it's fine. I never get too excited for Mirages, Mirage Etoiles, if you would. And then there's the Unite Warriors version of him, which I don't think is. It's got like a deeper blue on him, and they've changed the Combiner Wars port to being white instead of blue, which is not a bad call, to be honest.
I think it's certainly the blue's certainly more. It's closer to how the G1 toy looked, I think.
Yeah.
Which again, Takara, so of course it will.
Yeah.
Nice tampos, again to be expected. It's another case where if you didn't have a Mirage, this fills the job quite nicely because it's a strong mold it's based on, and it's a decent resculpt of the head. So,
how do you think he holds up to Wheeljack?
Ooh,
Unite Warriors, because obviously, like I think American Wheeljack and American Mirage. I think American Mirage is better because that half-assed.
That's an unfair comparison because that's like
that's why I was asking between like the Unite Warriors
territory.
That's why I say the Unite Warriors one, because at least it's like that's a good Wheeljack.
I think the Unite Warriors Wheeljack takes it for me.
I would agree.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with the Mirage, but the Wheeljack feels better visually.
Yeah, the Wheeljack looks more the part. It feels more cohesive. This,
it's fine.
You can tell. Yeah, it's fine, but you can tell where it's come from much more obviously.
Yeah, maybe it's because the chest is just white and there's nothing there. Maybe that's not helping because they didn't do anything to the Combiner Wars port.
I suspect that might be part of the case. Yeah.
Yeah, because of course Wheeljack has the plate going over his Combiner Wars port, which again drags him closer towards
Which
how
does do
you
a lot
look.
to change for breakup and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So
it's
there's
interesting.
that. And then there was. Oh, apparently. Oh, this is a stretch. Looks like it was a heavy retool into Power of the Prime's Autobot Jazz.
Huh.
So it says.
I
don't see it.
no.
I don't see it, but that's what they've listed here on TF Wiki for some reason, unless I'm. No, it does say it. It says this mold was retooled into Mirage. 2 years later, this mold's wheels and combiner joint was reused. Oh, that makes more sense. So the wheels and the combiner joint were used for
Okay.
the Jazz figure. What a weird thing to list. But okay, we're not going to talk about Jazz then because it's only like 4 parts.
Yeah.
So that's weird. And it's stuff that it even came up, to be honest. Huh.
Yeah. So
Weird.
bizarre.
Yeah, so like you say, Dragstrip only got 4 uses of them. Well, 5. 2 Mirages and 3 drag strips. The least of all of the Combiner Wars figures.
I was going to say, I think that might be the least of anyone in this
Probably.
line.
And it's a shame.
Actually, no, that's how like there is one character I think one tooling that did get less use, and that was Groove.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I think he got redone as Retgar, and that's kind of Retgar and
Speed. Oh, the bike one.
No, Afterburner.
Yeah, the Technobot bike.
The other Technobot.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was only available as 5-Bot Guardian set. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I didn't actually say who else he was used into.
Yeah. Huh. No, I'm pretty sure it's Groove, Retgar, and Afterburner. Yeah.
Yeah, Afterburn, 2 after. Oh, he was doing an Afterburn for the American
both
Afterburners. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Power of the Prime's Retgar, Beast Wars Uprising, Incarnation of Thrustor. Oh, that's a non-canon. Sorry, just a drawing version of him though. Okay, that one doesn't matter. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Thank you, Big D, for coming on by for this talk about 3 figures, I suppose, in a weird way.
I suspected this was going to be how this was going to go when we got to Combiner Wars.
It's just how it is, right? It's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, and the sad thing is, I enjoyed this line. I still do. I think, yeah, did they overuse molds? God, yeah.
I want to hear the person that says no. I want to hear the defender that's like,
actually,
they could have done more. You're like, really? How much more would they have needed to do for you to say, no, that's too much? How many more?
It's an interesting thing to ask.
And there'll probably be someone out there because there's always people with opinions and stuff which are interesting. So I'd be interested to hear it at the very least.
Absolutely.
Where can people find you online, Big D, if you want to be found and all that jazz?
Oh, I'm everywhere as David Kelly because I don't hide. Come at me, bro. Otherwise, I am an occasional contributor to UKanime.net, where I'm one of the resident mech heads. On the Fluff and Hammer, I am Mr. Gruff's loyal minion in the Deeper Dives, where we find an article from Days of Yore and yammer on about it for an hour or so, or less if we stay on topic, which never happens.
Mr. White cries as more and more editing piles up.
Right. He only edits one show that I do with him. He doesn't have to edit the Fluff and Hammer stuff, which we can already hear Mr. White praying to the gods in thanks for that, but he doesn't have to handle editing of that show.
Just imagine Mr. White in his apartment flagellating himself in front of a PC as it renders slowly.
Burning incense to the machine god.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But yes, with Mr. White, I also do Fluff and Busters, a show where we watch a film, record a commentary, and put it out there for use in the wider world to have a listen to, if you're so inclined. We're into double digits now on the YouTube channel.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Work, well,
on the videos, we're we're still about 45 subscribers, which I'm still blown away by, frankly. So, cheers, folks. And we've had a couple of vids do over 100 views, which, again, it means that there are people who like what we're doing. So, thank you for that. I believe our next one going out is going to be Run Man.
Ooh, original, right? Not the
original.
Yeah,
We do talk about the remake, but no, this was the original, which was a very. It's always quite fun to have a chat about Arnie movies.
Oh yeah.
Although we have realised that we've done an awful lot of stuff from the 80s and 90s, and a lot of canon movies, more than you'd expect.
What do you mean? Canon is in the company.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you meant like Zulu kind of style canon movies, like old war movies.
Oh.
That'd be interesting to see you guys talk about some old war movies.
Yeah. Well, we've got a couple of one's a bit outside our normal wheelhouse coming up that we're going to be doing. I think we're looking to try and do The Mummy at some point. And I think
which one? Brendan Fraser.
The Brendan Fraser one.
Not the Tom Cruise one.
No. Although that is an interesting movie, just
not the weird new one with the little child. That one.
Oh god, that one, the trailer is no thank you.
Do you know what that movie is? That is a movie where it's I don't have the Evil Dead license. That's what that movie is.
Yeah, that's the movie that comes out. That's what you put on as the appetizer, because there is a new Evil Dead movie out this year, which
there is, but isn't done by the person that did the last one, if I remember. I think Sam Raimi's going for the whole like getting you up and comer to do each new Evil Dead, which is an interesting idea.
Yeah, I think this is the same guy who did Evil Dead Rise.
Was it the same person? I thought it was somebody else. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I could be wrong. I thought it was the same guy, but this is, I think, Evil Dead Burns.
That's it. Yeah, that's the name of it, at least.
Yeah, and the one trailer I've seen looks equally gribbly, and yeah,
they're okay. I still prefer old Evil Dead. It's missing something because it doesn't have Ash in, so it's not got that comedy factor to it.
Yeah, but Bruce is getting on it.
Oh yeah, I don't expect Bruce Campbell to be in there because poor guy can only do so much. But it doesn't have it's more gross out kind of Evil Dead.
I mean, the thing is, Evil Dead 1 and 2 are quite. They were.
Oh, for the time they were gross out, yeah. But they had the comedy. Well, the second one.
They were the original video nasties.
Yeah,
I mean, the first one is a relentlessly grim movie. The second one balanced it by Sam treating Bruce like his personal torture toy.
Yeah.
Which
the best one
makes you wonder about their relationship given their childhood friends. It's like,
well, apparently that's I think they mentioned that that's just what Bruce was good at, and he liked doing the slapstick stuff. So it's like, well, okay, I'll go for it. It's why 2's my favorite one out of all of the Evil Dead.
He is very good at it. I mean,
yeah.
I'm an Army of Darkness man myself, but
that's fair.
Evil Dead 2, it stands in its own little niche on its own.
I like the balance of the horror and the comedy. I think for me, Army of Darkness got a little bit too much into the comedy side of things.
Yeah, that I get. Yeah,
it's still fun. I still like it.
Yeah. If you want the better balance of the horror and comedy, then Evil Dead 2 is the one to go for. The others,
like you said, Evil Dead 1's really grim and low budget, and you can tell it's somebody's first movie, but it's very good. But it is someone's first movie.
Yeah, and then the 2010s Evil Dead is a cracking. It's a cracking horror movie. Man, is there no humor in that film?
No, there's not. That's kind of the style of the grim Evil Dead stuff. But I do like that one. It's kind of a one-off.
Yeah. I'm kind of bummed. Part of me hopes that one day we might see all three Evil Deads, the original Ash ones, that 2010s one, and the current one all kind of smashed together for hijinks. But
I think the closest you'll ever get to something like that was Ash versus the Evil Dead. Which was okay. Yeah. I think season 1 was better. But
you know what's funny? I own at least season 1 in my Apple account, and I've still never gone around to watching any of it.
It's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. Season 1 is the best. It gets a little bit listless, I feel, but the
Mm.
first season's definitely worth it a go.
Fair dues.
Especially the
yeah,
episodes like directed by Sam Raimi. Those are the very good ones.
I shall have to get around to giving that a watch,
Yeah.
as I have to deal with so much other stuff. But
Plan for one episode tomorrow at some point. I bet you could squeeze it in somewhere. A little sit down and watch. Maybe before bed. Maybe for breakfast in the morning. You know.
I mean, it would probably do for background as I didn't try and dig out some assault intercessors tomorrow.
There you go. Maybe it's an idea.
Yeah.
It's an idea.
I
Are those all the places?
I think so.
All right. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Decay Dandy. You can find me on Moonbase 2 forums. Again, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. You could join us here on the Sunday at 9:30 in the evening UK time if you want to join us for the live show. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Much appreciated. And everybody who's watched live and people who are watching
folks.
in the future as well. I'm also on the ccbunker.weebly.com, the Moonbase 2 forums. And I guess we'll see you next week with any luck, peoples.